I play football.
This is Patrick, everyone. Give it up for Patrick. He does sports.
Sit on
today and pick up a family box or one of our classic combos and enjoy a true Southern classic. Oh, and don't forget the pepper.
Hey, Wreckin' Ram fans, that's right, I'm in Big D, and I don't mean Dallas, Dusson, Louisiana, where a dream became a destination. At Knox and Dusson, timeless family recipes get a personal twist. Every bite has Louisiana flavor, from plate lunches to specialty burgers, to po' boys, fresh seafood, both grilled and boiled. And every Thursday through Saturday, we turn up the charm with live music and our very own Cajun Exotico breakfast every other Saturday morning. And don't forget brunch every Sunday. So come down to Knox and Dusson, a proud supporter of Acadiana High School. Knox and Dusson, don't knock it till you try it. Go Rams!
The relationship with Star and Acadiana High School started this spring when they were awarded the contract to service all of our schools, and the service has been tremendous. Our schools are cool, our teachers are happy, our parents are happy, and most importantly, our students are happy because when they enter those classrooms, it's comfortable, it's safe, and it's a good learning environment for our students. Just like Acadiana High, we set the standard in education. Star sets the standard on service.
Star is all about service. That's what we wanted, that's what we needed. We needed the proper service maintenance program. That is what Star does. That is the basis of their business, service and maintenance, which lessens the repairs and the replacements. Our service calls are dropping. Our repair calls are dropping. Our replacement calls are dropping. Just as Acadiana High is synonymous with championships in football, Star is synonymous with service. Ladies and gentlemen, it's in the name.
Star and Acadiana High School, we're both elite. Be elite.
Uncle T's Oyster Bar in Scott is your destination for Acadiana's best local seafood.
Featuring delicious oysters, po' boys, specialty dishes, boiled crawfish, and happy hour specials.
Uncle T's across the railroad tracks in Scott.
Serving Gulf oysters just the way you like them.
At the Lafayette Parish Sheriff's Office, we believe building a strong organization starts with preparation, leverages teamwork, and harnesses the character of each individual. While using cutting-edge technologies and state-of-the-art equipment, our brave deputies are dedicated to keeping you and your loved ones safe. We're more than law enforcement. We're a team working together in service of our communities. The Acadiana Wreckin Rams know a lot about service, teamwork, and winning. When you're ready to join our championship team, come by or give us a call.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, no matter where we serve, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Y'all ready?
Yes, sir. We're ready.
Let's get it.
Oh, you know, Southern Classic Chicken is a North Louisiana favorite, famous for crispy chicken and that pepper on the side. And they kept it simple, fresh, and full of flavor. And now, for the first time, they're franchising. And guess what? Lafayette, the hub city, is the very first franchise location. I'm excited because I've heard great things about the chicken. And you know, one thing about people here in Southwest Louisiana, we love good food, and we understand that's what we can expect with Southern Classic Chicken.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Week 4 football here in South Louisiana on the campus of the New Iberia Senior High Yellow Jackets, where your Acadiana Wreckin Rams will be taking on New Iberia tonight. My name's Cole Gilbo, doing your play-by-play tonight. On the side of me is my good friend and broadcast partner, Nick Fodno. Nick, we get to turn the page tonight. We start District 3-5A play, and I know the Wreckin Rams, you know, they're hungry for this opportunity to turn the page, get into district play, and goal first and foremost every year is trying to capture that 3-5A title.
It hasn't been the start the Wreckin Rams wanted, no doubt about it. Nobody around the program is happy with anything that's going on, but those are three tough opponents. We all know that they played Ruston and Zachary and St. Thomas More. Those three teams are going to be in the mix for state championships when the season is over, and so Acadiana wants to also be in the mix for state championships when the season is over, and that goal starts here tonight in district play against New Iberia, who, you know, they've had a down few years here, almost a down decade. They even lost to Como, which is, you know, you know what that means. So Acadiana's hoping to get their first W tonight against New Iberia and get some wins rolling, stack up a few, and go ahead and take down this District 3-5A crown.
Couple of big changes tonight on the offensive side of the football. We will tell you about that in a second. But first Thursday night edition of Wreckin Ram Productions. We, of course, want to thank everybody for tuning in, whether it's from Scott or anywhere around Louisiana or the world. We thank you, you know, for letting us bring you some quality high school football for your Acadiana Wreckin Rams. But let's get into this Acadiana High Wreckin Ram team. Of course, they're going to be led by head coach Doug Dotson in his very first year, offensive coordinator James Estes, and defensive coordinator Matt Moreau. The Rams are 0-3 on the season with losses to Ruston, Zachary, and STM. So not very pretty on the overall record, but it is against three of the toughest opponents in the state of Louisiana. I will say this, the Rams have not started 0-3 since 1990. That season they finished 5-5 overall. That was actually the only time that the Rams started 0-3 in the history of the school. So this is only the second time ever since Acadiana has opened its doors that the football team has started 0-3. So we are in some rarefied territory right here. But like Nick said, looking to turn the page against New Iberia, who unfortunately for New Iberia has been a down team for a decade or two. Offensively, your Wreckin Rams are averaging 18.7 points per game. And here's the big change on offense tonight, folks. They will be led by a brand new quarterback. Number 6, Colin DeBetta, will be taking the snaps tonight for your Acadiana Wreckin Rams. Also, I'm getting word that Dion Simon is inactive tonight at running back. So we will have kind of a running back by committee situation behind Troy Kinnerson, who is active, but he is limited. Defensively, your Terrible Turks are allowing 39.3 points per game through the first 3 games of the season. That is going to have to drastically change if Acadiana is going to capture another 3-5A district title. Of course, on the defensive side of the ball, they are led by the LSU commit defensive tackle Darius McKinley, who has had a really strong showing the first 3 games despite the losses that we've stacked to this point. I also want to give a shout out to J.L. Malbrew, who received a offer, Nick, from Johns Hopkins University, one of the most prestigious universities in the country.
That means the man's smart.
That means the man is smart. It ain't that Acadiana education, folks. J.L. Malbrew, he can get it done on the field. We saw it last week. He had an impressive pick 6. I believe he won play of the week last week in the Lafayette media. So, again, we want to give some love to J.L. Malbrew for his, not his commitment, his offer from Johns Hopkins University. A key to the game, and it's something that's written at the bottom of my page here, Nick, is injuries. Injuries are a concern for the Rams this season, especially on the offensive side of the ball, and especially at running back. I lightly touched on it. Troy Kennerson, once again, is going to be active tonight in a limited role. Deion Simon is out tonight, and I'm assuming it'll be a week-to-week situation with him. But while we're talking about Nick, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you, and I'll let Nick give your starters for tonight's Wreckin' Rams.
Starting lineups tonight for the Acadiana High School Wreckin' Rams. At quarterback, for the first time, number 6, Colin DeBetta. At running back, number 2, Troy Kennerson. Number 14, running back Ashton Fontenot. The wide receivers tonight, number 9, Syrian Joseph. And number 1, Ty Lamartina. The offensive line tonight, left tackle, number 55, George Getrich. Left guard, number 52, Kedrick Bourgeois. Center, number 63, Nathan Fant. Right guard, number 56, Landon Laverne. Right tackle, number 54, Isaiah Avalos. And the tight end tonight, number 88, Tayshawn Benjamin. The starters tonight for the Terrible Turks defense, at defensive end, number 47, Joel Dorian. And number 49, Dante Chavis. The defensive tackles tonight, number 98, Jackson Hiltz. And number 87, Darius McKinley. The linebackers tonight, number 5, Gavin Coleman. And number 4, Isaiah Lavallee. In the secondary tonight, safety number 22, Gavin Heisaw, number 3, Keon Leday, and number 15, J.L. Mabrew. The cornerbacks tonight for the Wreckin' Rams, Tavion Landry actually out, so in his place will be number 11, Mikael Narcisse, and starting at the other cornerback spot, number 24, Ty Thomas. Those are your starters tonight for the Acadiana High School Wreckin' Rams.
So that's your starting lineups for tonight's Wreckin' Rams, and why don't we go ahead and we'll roll into their opponent, the new Iberia Yellow Jackets, led by Derek Landry in his first year at head coach. He had coaching stops at LCA, Westgate, and most recently at Como. Last year, the Rams beat the Yellow Jackets 62-0 at Bill Dotson Stadium. And in fact, the last win that New Iberia had against your Wreckin' Rams was all the way back in 2012. So far, they are 0-3 on the season with losses to Pineville, Central Lafourche, and Como. Their coaching outlook, according to Coach Derek Landry, he says, we will not install a crazy scheme this season, but instead we will simplify the game for our kids. Offensively, the Yellow Jackets are averaging 25.3 points per game. Last week against Como, they had 223 total yards, which equated to 166 rushing yards and 57 passing yards. They had 4 rushing touchdowns, no passing touchdowns, but their quarterback did throw an interception. Speaking of quarterbacks, they're going to be led by senior Peyton Landry, 6'2", 190. Last week, he was 5 of 19 passing, which is good for 26%. He had 57 yards and an interception. Coach, Derek Landry says he has a live arm and he is an athletic runner. So, he does have some ability there to escape and make plays when needed. They're running back tonight, and they are very run heavy. They're going to be led by running back Kendrick Jean-Louis, 5'9", 165. Last week he had 16 carries, 110 yards on the ground, and 2 touchdowns. He also had 2 receptions for 19 yards. Coach Landry describes him as underrated, and he will be a big part of the offense, and so far this season he has lived up to that quote. Another running back to note for the Yellow Jackets will be running back Sean Vincent, 6'1", 160. Last week against Como, he had 12 carries for 42 yards and 2 touchdowns. He also had 1 reception for 7 yards. When they do go out wide, they're going to go to wide receiver DeAndre Armstead. Last week, he only had 1 catch for 17 yards. And opposite of him will be wide receiver Benjamin Kurligan. He also only had 1 reception for 14 yards. The defense for the Yellow Jackets on the season, they have allowed 40 points, at least 40 points in every game so far. Coach Landry says the strength of this team is going to be their defensive front. Last week, they allowed 382 total yards, and all of them were on the ground. Como had 0 passing yards last week against New Iberia. They're going to be led by linebacker Richard Taylor, 5'10", 205. He's a 2-year starter. Last season, he had 42 tackles, 1 sack, and 1 interception. Also, linebacker Peyton Dre Spencer, 6 foot, 185, 3-year starter. Last season, he had 30 tackles, 5 tackles for loss and a forced fumble. Coach describes him as a tough and smart kid. And then lastly on this linebacking core is going to be Connor Stewart, 6'1", 205, that they describe with great speed and a high motor. So like I said, the defensive front is the strong part of this football team, according to Coach Landry, and especially their linebacking core as well. So, Nick, let's turn the page to tonight's ball game. I'm going to ask you really simply, what are a couple of your keys to the game to get a victory, to get our first victory tonight against New Iberia?
I mean, it's tough to have a key to the victory. I would say just go out there and play football. I mean, it seems like there's going to be outmanned. It seems like this could be what they call a get-right game, right, Cole? We've been talking about get-right games all over Louisiana, right? We talked about a get-right game last week with LSU playing Southeastern, and they took care of business. We talked about a get-right game with the Cajuns going to Eastern Michigan. They didn't quite get it done, right? These things can go either way. This is a get-right game for Acadiana. There's no doubt about it. They played 3 ridiculously tough opponents. They're playing New Iberia tonight. This is a get-right game. This is the game where you figure it out, where you get a W, and you get this thing rolling. Because I tell you what, last week was a lot different than the first 2 weeks that we saw this team play. That first week is completely flushed, it seems. The second week was a little bit better. Last week they played well enough to win the game. They just had some mistakes, and I tell you what, the game completely turned when Troy Kennerson went out of the football game. And after that, they couldn't get much going, and the offense kind of stalled. I'm interested to see what happens tonight with the new quarterback. We heard rumblings about it earlier in the week that it might be going down. It did actually go down. We saw Colin in the pregame taking snaps and practicing on the center. We do know that he did play a little bit of quarterback at Scott Middle as leading up into his high school career. So, look, I don't think Ty was much of the issue that was going on back there, but nonetheless, the coaches decided to make a change and go with Colin the better. We know his brother was here last year, and we know Colin is very athletic and able to do it. So if they're able to maybe ride that momentum of Colin and get some of these wins, but I just think you go out there and play football, and you should have no problem taking care of this football team tonight.
Yeah, I was going to say, and I'm glad that you talked about that, I was going to say my keys, especially offensively, is letting Colin get comfortable under center in his first real snaps at quarterback this season. He has taken some trick snaps where you would take a snap and try to roll out wide, but this is going to be his first full-time duty at quarterback. So my first key to the game offensively is clearly letting him get comfortable in this offense. I would say, establishing the run is kind of corny when it comes to the veer machine.
Right.
But in the sense when you have a new quarterback, you have to establish the run, establish the mesh point, let him get comfortable, and that kind of thing. Let's call it what it is. New Iberia, not to be disrespectful, lost to Como last week. Como hadn't won a football game. Well, they won the week before, but Como had 0 wins the last 3 seasons, and they lost by double digits to Como. No, I mean, like I said, no disrespect. You don't want to trash high school kids on a radio call or a video call, I should say. But I'm expecting the Rams to have a lot of success offensively tonight. But I'm also going to give you a key to the defensive side, Nick. I want to see us create turnovers. I want to see us stop the run, because that's what New Iberia wants to do, is run the football. I want to see our front 7 stop the run and make them throw. And then when they do begin to throw, let's create some turnovers. Let's create some interceptions. And then lastly, and this is a team key to the game, I want us to have fun. And you saw it early in the game against STM when we had those back-to-back-to-back scores and the fans were jacked up. The sideline was jacked up. Everybody was having fun. We need to get back to that. The Wreckin' Ram football, while we play hard, and it's a very proud traditional program, we have fun when we play this game. It's a community effort. So we need to have a game, a get-right game is what you called it, where we're beating, this team up and down the field, and we're having fun doing it. We need to get these kids to love the game of football again, and I think it starts tonight in week 1 of district play is what I'm going to call it, and hopefully we can carry, a strong outing tonight into the foreseeable future to go on in this season. So, I'll tell you what, folks, while we wait for the teams to come out of their respective end zones, we're going to go ahead and take a short break. Stick around for more WRP here on YouTube.
Y'all ready?
Yes, sir. We're ready.
Let's get it.
Success.
Y'all ready?
Yes, sir. We're ready. Let's get it. Success.
Live here in New Iberia, Louisiana, where your Wreckin' Rams just came out of the north end zone, waiting for New Iberia to come out of their little beehive tunnel down here in the south end zone. But once again, we are thrilled to bring you some District 3-5A football here on a big Thursday night. And on cue, here come the New Iberia Yellow Jackets tonight in their gold jerseys.
Yeah, Cole, no matter what who the opponent is, no matter what the teams are, no matter what their record is, district play is just different. It's the same thing as conference play in college, same thing as division games in the NFL. District play is different. And whatever you want to say about New Iberia and their struggles over the past few years, this is a district game. This is the beginning of the district season and an opportunity for Acadiana to go 1-0 in district. We've heard all the coaches from Bill Dotson all the way up to Doug Dotson say the first goal of the season is a district championship, and getting a district championship starts tonight here in New Iberia against New Iberia. And you got to win the game. I mean, it doesn't matter what kind of team they are. You're pretty much playing against yourself. Make sure you play sound football and take care of this win. Don't get anybody injured and get out of this with a W. Last year, 62-0 was the score. So you pretty much know you're probably going to win the football game. It's just going to be, are you executing right? Is Colin feeling a little bit more comfortable, right? Because we talked about it. Ty was getting more and more comfortable under center. Now you're making the move. You're going to need Colin to start getting more comfortable under center. And look, he has 3 opponents coming up, starting with this one, where that is something that can happen, where Colin can kind of struggle, and you might be able to still win these football games. So if you're going to make the move, this is the right time to make it. Let Colin start getting comfortable when you start playing those tougher opponents in district play.
Down on the field, they're meeting for the coin toss. Your captains tonight for the Rams, number 55, George Gettridge. Number 97, Christian Davis. Number 77, Xander Wynn. And number 95, I apologize, folks, I do not have an updated roster for number 95. We do not have a microphone on our head referee tonight, being that we are on the road. But again, we do want to thank you for tuning in to Wreckin' Ram Productions. Whether you're from Scott, anywhere around Louisiana, or anywhere around the world, you make it possible, bringing you some Wreckin' Ram football every Friday night, and in this case, every Thursday night. Coin has been flipped, just waiting to see what head referee has to say here. New Iberia will have their back to the north end zone. Acadiana has won the toss and elected to defer. New Iberia will receive the ball from the north end zone. So Acadiana's Terrible Turks will start the game on defense. Well, we're seconds away from opening kickoff, and before we do, I got to give one special shout out. My dad watching back home in Judice, Louisiana, Mr. Greg Gilbo. Happy birthday, sir. I hope you had a great day, and I hope your Wreckin' Rams can bring you a big win tonight for the first time in the 25 season.
Is he cooking tonight, Cole?
I guarantee you.
Oh, man,
if that man is breathing, he's got a beer in his hand and he's got a fire on the stove of the pit.
I had some smothered potatoes over at old Greg's house one night. It was pretty good.
So down on the field, they're doing the invocation to be followed by the national anthem. We're going to go ahead and go radio silent for a second, but stick around for the opening kickoff. band. And again, we're moments away from the opening kickoff. New Iberia is going to take the ball in this one to start it off in their north end zone. So, again, the Terrible Turks will be on defense to get this one cranked up.
Cole, you mentioned having fun in this football game. I think that's really important. And honestly, if you look down on the sidelines on both sides, there's no juice here. Like, it's just no energy tonight. Like, this is the opening of district play. These games are usually really hyped no matter what. And usually Acadiana's coming here after a 2-1, 3-0 type start to the season, and they're feeling hyped. But everything's just down. So you need to get the energy up early. Score touchdowns early, get on the scoreboard, and I think that'll get the energy up. But right now, the juice is just lacking right now. So hopefully down there on the field, they'll get it going super early in this game.
Josh Marquez teeing it up to kick off for your Wreckin' Rams. Josh has had a pretty strong season so far of kicking and punting for the Rams. And I want to give a shout-out to the fans that actually made the trip here to New Iberia. Not bad for a Thursday night crew. Acadiana's, I would say, filled up 3/4 of the away side. So strong crowd tonight. And I tell you what, it actually is a beautiful night for some high school football. But moments away, Josh Marquez has it teed up, and I'm excited to start District 3-5A and turn the page on a very rough 0-3 start for your Rams. The kick is away. It's high and deep, but it will be playable at about the 2-yard line. Taken across the 5, cuts it up across the 15, the 20, 25, and that's where he'll be brought down, it looks like, by Ty Lambertina, and the New Iberia Yellow Jackets will have it 1st and 10.
Yeah, that could be the one aspect of the game, the one thing in the game that could maybe have New Iberia have a little bit of success, move the football, score some points, if you will, is if the special teams continues to have some of the blunders that we've seen them have over the first 3 weeks. So hopefully the special teams can clean it up and not allow New Iberia to get anything going. But right there, a nice little return sets them up in pretty good field position.
Peyton Landry, quarterback for the New Iberia Yellow Jackets tonight in the shotgun. 2 receivers to each side of the formation and a running back in the backfield. Snap. Fakes the handoff up the middle. 5-step drop. Looks across the middle of the field. And it is, they're going to call it complete, but it's going to be no gain. 2nd and 10. Ball at the 27-yard line.
Yeah, you saw Isaiah Lavallee right there. He was going to make a play on the ball, but he just decided, you know what, I'm going to let him catch it, because if he catches it, it's going to be for no gain or a loss. So smart decision right there from Lavallee to not make that play, potentially get some sort of pass interference penalty. Instead, it's a no gain 2nd and 10.
Landry in the shotgun. 3 receivers near side, 1 receiver far side, and a running back in the backfield. 10 seconds on the play clock. Snap. 3-step drop looking near side. He's going to swing it near side through the hands of his intended receiver. And Nick, real quick, I want to tell the folks at home, we have a very limited roster from New Iberia. We were only able to get just a handful of players, so please forgive us if we don't have names and numbers, nailed down for the New Iberia side. But we're just working with what we got, if I'm being honest with you. But the Terrible Turks force a 3rd and long to start this ball game. 3rd and 10, ball at the 27. 3 receivers near side, 1 of the far side, running back on the side of Landry. Takes the snap, looking far side, throws it far side, and knocked away by Isaiah Lavallee. Almost trying to get 2 hands on it. It was going to be a pick 6, but good job to knock it away. And just like that, your Terrible Turks force a 3 and out.
New Iberia had nothing on that whole drive. All 3 plays were very easily snuffed out by Acadiana. I think it was important to get that 3 and out, get the ball back in the offense. Let's see what the offense can do. Let's see what Colin DeBetta can do under center and get the ball rolling and try to get some points here early in this football game.
Now, this is a surprising decision. Colin DeBetta is going to be back to receive this punt. And usually you don't have your starting quarterback out there receiving kicks and punts, but maybe he's the most sure-handed man on the team.
It's a peculiar situation, and we always like getting Colin the ball in his hands.
Punt is away. It's a pretty good one. Going to bounce at about the 45, roll across the 35, picked up at the 30. Colin DeBetta on the far side. He's got a line of blockers. He's across the 50, across the 40. He may take this one to the house. The 10, the 5, and Colin DeBetta puts 6 points on the board before your Veer machine even gets on the field.
And I tell you what, he was just patient with picking up the football. It bounced and bounced and continued to bounce. It was actually taking a New Iberia bounce. Bounced 3-4 times. He finally picked it up. Once it's going that long, he kind of knows he has something on the outside if he just can get it. And once he got on the outside, the speed took over. He was the fastest guy on the field. There was nobody catching him. 6 points for the Wreckin' Rams. It's never bad getting the ball in Colin DeBetta's hands, right? I mean, you talked about it. It's a great point, Cole. You don't want your starting quarterback back there returning kicks. But, man, he's usually the best athlete on the field when he's out there. Get the ball in his hands and good things will happen.
Hard count by Lamartina draws the encroachment from the Yellow Jackets, and usually when this happens, Acadiana opts to go for the two-point conversion. Let's see if Doug Dotson and James Estes want to go ahead and pull the trigger on that, and it does look like Colin DeBetta is going to be coming on the field for a two-point try. I believe they spotted it at the 1.5-yard line.
Now, I kind of talked about lack of juice at the beginning of this game. That just brought it in, right? Collins' return to the house just brought all the juice, and the Acadiana High sideline is feeling it right now. If they can get this two-point conversion and go down 8, it'll be a great start to this game.
Colin DeBetta under center. Syrian Joseph and Troy Kinnerson in the backfield. Snap, handoff, Kinnerson up the middle.
Too easy.
And that's a two-point conversion for your Acadiana Wreckin Rams. With 10:56 left to go in the first quarter, your Wreckin Rams 8, the New Iberia Yellow Jackets 0. Stick around for more WRP here on YouTube.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing the experience of this trainer,
Good to go.
but getting that trainer.
Megan Trainer. I'm all about that brace, no trouble. Give me your arm.
No, it's not for that.
Who are you?
Patrick, I play football.
This is Patrick, everyone. Give it up for Patrick. He does sports.
So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm.
Why is no one clapping?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
In deep, going to be right at the goal line and inside the end zone, and New Iberia is going to have to start this one at their 20-yard line. So can't ask for much more of a better start tonight for the Wreckin Rams.
Yeah, and you know what? Everything seemed to be pretty easy. You know what stood out to me was the two-point conversion, and Troy Kinnerson running it in from 2 yards out and untouched. I think that is kind of telling us what kind of night this is going to be. Once the Veer machine gets on the field, they should be able to have a lot of success, and that's really good, being that Colin DeBetta is going to have his first start under center. Get him comfortable in the offense. So that was a really good sign on that two-point conversion of things to come.
Landry in the shotgun, 2 receivers near side, 2 to the far side, running back in the backfield. 1st and 10, Jackets, ball at the 20. Snap. It's a high one. Handoff up the middle. Met at the line of scrimmage and knocked backwards, and they're going to call that a loss of 1. So a great job by the Terrible Turks to stop the run for the first time in this ball game, and New Iberia is going to be faced with a 2nd and 11.
We've been mentioning all season about this defense, how great it is, how it's going to keep you in a lot of games. It's getting itself towards the elite level. Some of the better defenses that we've seen at this school. This is an opportunity for the team to feast and do what they need to do to kind of create that confidence later on in the season.
3 receivers near side, 1 far side, running back with Landry in the backfield. It's a 3-step drop, looking near side. It's complete but tackled right away, but it will be enough to move the sticks. And that'll be the first time tonight that the Yellow Jackets have a first down.
Yeah, I don't mind that play by the defense. They were playing soft coverage in that first drive, and none of the plays really developed. So keep playing soft coverage until they make something happen. Now New Iberia has completed a pass. They got a first down. Now you kind of stiffen up and don't allow that to happen again. But that's not bad, giving up that first down there, because they were playing what they had played the entire game so far.
They're going to go ahead and flip the formation. 3 receivers far side, 1 receiver near side, and a running back in the backfield with Landry. 1st and 10. Snap. 3-step drop, looking far side, throws it far side, in and out of the hands of his intended receiver. Want to give a couple shout-outs tonight. Striker Tronhall, former quarterback of the Wreckin Rams, tuning in as always. Voice of the Wreckin Rams tuning in as well, Mr. Britt Lachelet. And Uncle Crunk is what we call him, Chris Manuel, tuning in from West Texas, watching tonight.
Now, Cole, I know you gave people shout-outs, but you did not give Ms. Gilmore a shout-out, and I know she's going to be upset with that. So I'll give her a shout-out. Thank you for listening, Ms. Gilmore.
Cheryl Gilmore listening as always. 2nd and 10 for the Jackets. Snap. Handoff up the middle. Blows through the first wave of defenders. Give them a gain of 6. So a pretty strong run there right on second down. It's going to be 3rd and 4 for the Jackets.
Yeah, New Iberia's got a little bit working here, right? They got the first down pass. Now they had a nice little run play, setting up a 3rd and manageable. The defense needs to stiffen up right here and not allow this first down, because if they get a first down, now they're approaching midfield and feeling like they might be able to do something on this drive.
Couple more shout-outs. Corday Spencer, former running back for the Rams. Fakes the handoff, throws it across the field, far side, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. The pass was a little bit behind the receiver, and it's going to be 4th and 4. We'll have to wait and see what New Iberia wants to do here, being so close to midfield.
I'd say this is, looks like they're bringing on a team. I thought they might have gone for it, but you can kind of see the defense is not really giving up a whole lot. And that's why I said that first down wasn't really that bad, because they were kind of giving them that soft coverage until they made a play. Then you saw New Iberia make the play. They stiffened up the coverage and snuffed it out and didn't allow anything more. So I feel like the defense is playing great. They've snuffed out everything so far. They're right on the receiver whenever the ball's in the air. So it's a good job so far by the defense tonight.
2 seconds on the play clock. They're going to bump it up. So all good. They're going to blow it dead. I'm going to say this, Nick. The white hat right here was trying to bump back up that play clock. I don't think they reset it after the previous play. We'll have to wait and see if they're going to call this a delay of game or if they'll kind of give them a little grace and repunt this football.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I know that the whistle blew, so it might not have been a full effort by New Iberia, but J.L. Malbrew busted through that line and nearly had a block punt there, but the whistle blew it dead. But I don't know if that was because the whistle blew or if that was something that JL was able to do even without the whistle.
Yeah, so they're going to waive off that penalty. They're going to reset the game clock, or excuse me, the play clock, and punt this one away. It's a pretty good punt, and it's going to be received by Colin DeBetta at the 30-yard line. He cuts back near side, turns the 20, and pushed out at about the 25-yard line. There is a flag on the far side of the field. We'll have to see what that call is. Usually it's in the area of a kick return holding.
I like that move from Colin, right? He went back 10 yards, but he's pretty much did the same thing he did on the return. Kind of let those blocks fill in, let the players kind of outkick the coverage, and then he can kind of hit that outside. And if he hits the edge, his speed can take over. Didn't work out on that play, but I don't mind the idea of what he was trying to do.
Couple more shout-outs. Doug Edwards watching, a good friend of mine, as well as Shoe Pick Reshart and my Uncle Vernon Crater watching from Judy's, Louisiana on the back patio. Go ahead and go ahead and message those guys. I mean, we want to give you guys a shout out for tuning in, especially on a Thursday night supporting your Acadiana Wreckin Rams on Wreckin Ram Productions. Want to make sure we give love to everybody that tunes in. 1st and 10 Rams. It looks like the ball will be spotted at the 19-yard line. Colin DeBetta under center. Looks like Troy Kennerson and Syrian Joseph in the backfield. Snap. It's going to be a sweep to the far side with Syrian Joseph. Trying to turn the corner. He will. He's across the 30 and gets brought down, but that'll be a gain of 11 and a Wreckin Ram first down.
We saw when Joseph got the call in the Zachary game how explosive he was. It was his first time ever playing running back, and he looked good. And we thought, even without the injuries, that Syrian should maybe get some carries. And with these injuries that the Wreckin Rams have had at running back, Syrian's going to get his opportunity. And right there, you saw him bust through for a nice first down run.
1st and 10, ball at the 31-yard line. Snap, handoff to Kennerson up the middle. Keeping that pile moving, Give him a gain of 5 on a strong run right there. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Yeah, Cole, you talked earlier in the pregame about establishing the run and how it was kind of silly to make that point in an offense like the Veer machine. But it is important, right? I mean, that's what Acadiana does, is establish the run. And right now you saw on 2 really good first down plays, the Acadiana's getting big chunks to set up these 2nd and 3rd and manageables, and that's how the Veer machine just operates and rolls and keeps it going. So it's been a nice start so far on these first 2 plays for the offense.
Head referee signaling once again to reset the play clock, and while he does that, we want to thank Mr. Thomas Bellman from tuning in from Yellowstone National Park in Montana. Got to be beautiful out there.
We worldwide, Cole.
Worldwide. Prestige, worldwide. Waiting for play to resume. 2nd and 5, ball at the 35. Formation looks like 1 receiver to each side, and of course your classic split back veer behind Colin DeBetta. Stoppage once again.
My buddy Troy Thibodeau just texted that he wanted a shout out. Now the man works for Bluebell. I would say in order to get a shout out, you got to bring me some Bluebell, at least a pint of something.
Cookies and cream, please.
Cookies and cream. There you go.
2nd and 5. Sweep, near side. Kinnerson's got a huge hole. He's across the 45. He's pushed out just shy of the 50. That's going to be about a gain of, let's call it 15, and another Wreckin' Ram first down.
Yeah, Cole, I think it's going to be a lot of that early in the game because the athletes are just better on Acadiana side. You can kind of see once Kinnerson busts through the lane, there's really nobody with him. The angles are the only reason why he got tackled. So you're going to see a lot of that early in the football game where Acadiana's got their starters in. They're trying to build the score up a little bit. Kinnerson and Syrian Joseph and Colin DeBetta, those athletes are just going to be much better than what New Iberia has on the defense.
1st and 10. Ball on the 49-yard line. Snap. Handoff up the middle to Syrian Joseph. Breaks through the first tacklers. Gets to the second level. Give him a gain of, let's call it 6. It's going to be 2nd and 4.
It was almost like he fell forward and got 6 yards, right? His first step, he was almost 4 yards up, and then he just kind of fell forward. They got 2 extra yards. So the offense clicking right now and not asking Colin to do too much, which is exactly what you need to do. Just hand the ball off, matriculate the ball down the field, and that's exactly what they're doing. This is a great first drive for Colin under center.
2nd and a long 3, we'll call it. Ball at the 44. Snap. Fakes the handoff, rolls far side, looking, throws it. He's got a man wide open, but it's through the hands of his intended receiver. He was looking for number 81, Reggie Alexander. Reggie, if you remember, had a really big game against Zachary with some really big catches.
And Colin had 2 receivers right there. That's timing. That's going to take a little bit of time, but a great time to throw it, right? On 2nd and 4, you incomplete the pass. Now you got a 3rd and 4, which is an easily manageable pickup. You're across the 50, so I don't mind the play call. Colin's just going to have to get a few more passes under his belt before he's comfortable making that throw.
3rd and 4, ball at the 44. DeBetta under center. Snap. Handoff up the middle. Breaks through the first wave, and he will have about a 5-yard gain. That will be good enough to move the sticks for the Veer machine.
I just love the way Troy Kinnerson runs the football. His legs are always churning. He's getting hit almost right at the mesh point. We saw last week against STM. The STM was in the backfield, almost making the tackle, but Kinnerson nonstop turning the legs, gets the second effort, picks up a first down. So the way Troy Kinnerson is running right now, he's taking command of the backfield. He's become that bell cow that we've known for many years at Acadiana, and I think they can ride Troy Kinnerson as this district play moves on.
1st and 10, ball at the 39-yard line. DeBetta under center. Snap. Toss play, far side to Syrian Joseph, trying to turn the corner. He's across the 35. He's across the 30, and that's where he'll be pushed out just shy of the first down marker. I believe he picked up 9 on that one, so a good carry by Syrian. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
And he's a good-looking athlete, man. He's big. He's stocky. He's like the exact opposite of Kinnerson. Kinnerson's short and turns his legs and moves fast. Syrian kind of glides with the football, and we didn't even have him on the starting lineup in the first couple of weeks, and look at him now. He's starting, contributing, and he's a heck of an athlete. Glad to see him getting some playing time.
2nd and 1, ball of the 30. Snap, handoff is going to be to Kinnerson. Pushing that pile, give him a gain of, let's call it 4. It will be enough for another Wreckin' Ram first down. Real quick, want to give a couple of shout-outs to Mr. Donnie in the tailgate spot number 1 for watching tonight. Appreciate the love. He said he's enjoying the broadcast. Also, Stormy Tronhall, sister of Striker Tronhall, former quarterback of the Rams. We appreciate you for watching tonight. And Mr. Steve Monte, my good old St. Basil partner out in Judy East, Louisiana. Thank you for watching, Mr. Steve.
I think I know Steve.
1st and 10 Rams. Ball of the 26. Snap. Collins going to pitch it on an option. Across the 25 is Kinnerson. He's going to be brought down at about the 24. Give him a gain of 2, so a good job right there by New Iberia. It's going to be 2nd and 8.
There you go. Start opening up the playbook a little bit for DeBetta. Let him get comfortable making all of the reads, all of the throws, all of the passes, the sweeps, the tosses. He's got to get comfortable with the full suite of plays in the offense. So it's been a nice first drive so far, slowly getting down the field, but right now they might open it up and let him do a little bit more.
Hydration timeout on the field, which means we will take a hydration timeout in here. 5:58 left to go in the first quarter. Your Wreckin' Rams lead this one 8-0. Stick around for more WRP here on YouTube.
At Southern Classic Chicken, we take pride in serving the freshest, seasoned, and marinated hand-breaded fried chicken. It's so good, it's wrong. Add in tasty sides like our zesty Cajun seasoned fries, savory red beans and rice, or sweet corn grits. Drive through today and pick up a family box or one of our classic combos and enjoy a true Southern classic. Oh, and don't forget the pepper.
Welcome back to the Hive. We're about halfway through the first quarter. Your Wreckin' Rams leading this one 8-0 and driving once again. When they reset, it will be 2nd and 8. Ball at the 24-yard line. Acadiana doing a good job so far moving the football. And to Nick's point, they mentioned it earlier, Terrible Turks looking pretty strong in this first quarter as well. Colin DeBetta under center, one receiver to each side of the formation. Snap. Handoff to Syrian Joseph on the far side. He has a big hole. He's across the 15, across the 10, and he is gone. Syrian Joseph takes it to the house, and your Wreckin' Rams punching in the end zone for the second time in the first quarter.
He made that one move in, and I thought that might have cost him the end zone. But when he made the move in, he made another move out. And when he got out there was nobody there, and he just kind of outran the angle. So I think New Iberia had the angle, but Joseph was just too fast, found the corner, and got into the end zone. The Rams up 14.
Josh Marquez on the kick, the point after. Ty Lamartina to hold. Snap is good, kick is away, kick is up, kick is good. So at 5:50 left to go in your first quarter, your Wreckin' Rams take a 15-0 lead. We'll take a quick timeout. Stick around for more WRP here on YouTube.
Hey, Wreckin' Ram fans, that's right, I'm in Big D, and I don't mean Dallas, Dusson, Louisiana, where a dream became a destination. At Knox and Dusson, timeless family recipes get a personal twist. Every bite has Louisiana flavor, from plate lunches to specialty burgers, to po' boys, fresh seafood, both grilled and boiled. And every Thursday through Saturday, we turn up the charm with live music and our very own Cajun Exotico breakfast every other Saturday morning. And don't forget brunch every Sunday. So come down to Knox and Dusson, a proud supporter of Acadiana High School. Knox and Dusson, don't knock it till you try it.
Third time tonight. Kick is away. It's high and deep. Going to be right at the goal line. Brought in at the 1. He's across the 5. And brought down shy of the 10-yard line. So a great job by the special teams. Looks like that was number 41, Beckham Guidry, the junior linebacker on the tackle. And the New Iberia Jackets are going to be backed up deep in their own territory to start this drive.
And I tell you what, we talk about wins and losses and it not mattering, but a win is going to be important tonight. We're seeing how the team is playing. They're playing well, and I mean, they're going to win the football game. All things are pointing that way. But the way they're playing, the soundness and the cleaning up of the mistakes that we've seen right there. You saw a nice tackle by Beckham Guidry in special teams. That's what we want to see, right? The win-loss record doesn't matter in this game. How are they playing? And I feel like so far they've played a perfect first quarter.
2 receivers to each side of the formation, a running back in the backfield with Landry. 8 seconds on the play clock. He fumbles the snap, and he's going to have to fall on the football at about the 1-yard line. So tough start on this drive for the Yellow Jackets. Gets a little tougher, and now they're really backed up to that goal line.
Yeah, they're going to start pressing the more it gets out of hand, right? They know that they're outmanned in this football game. They know that Acadiana is just out-athleting them for the most part, and so they're going to have to make something happen. Somebody on New Iberia is going to have to make a play. I mean, if you're on their side, you're thinking it's 15-0, but the game's not over. We still have a chance to maybe get back in this game, but somebody has to make a play, and when they try to do that, things like that happen.
3 receivers to the far side, 1 near side, and a running back in the backfield with Landry. Snap. 3-step drop looking far side. They're going to bring him down. Your Terrible Turk defense able to come up with the safety. And with 4:58 left to go in the first quarter, this game just turned to 17-0, which effectively makes it a 3-score game halfway through the first quarter.
And the defense is just feasting. I mean, they've just got it all snuffed out, and they're playing very well. And look, I mean, you have Division I talent on this defense. Darius McKinley's on this defense. You got a couple other players that could probably get their number called in the Division I level. So it's no secret or no mystery surprise that Acadiana is playing this well. And like I said, New Iberia is going to start pressing a little bit, start trying to make a play where a play doesn't exist. And I think you saw that both times there, where you saw Acadiana back off in the first couple of drives. On that drive, they pinned their ears down and went to make the play and got to safety. So Acadiana is just all Acadiana in this game. I think this is the get-right game that we talked about, and they're getting it right so far in this first quarter. I'm a little surprised, and not to criticize anybody's play calling, but I'm surprised they decided to do a pass right there that deep in their end zone. I'm a fan of when you're that deep, just hand the football off and try to get some space. But, that's not for me to criticize. We're just up here in the booth. Well, I totally agree with you, Cole. But like I said, they're just trying to make a play. And unfortunately, they just don't have the athletes to compete with the athletes on the other side of the football field. And when you do that repeatedly, you're going to make mistakes. We saw the quarterback try to make that play on the first snap and fumble the football, setting them up at the 1. And at that point, Acadiana started tasting it, either safety or turnover or touchdown, something. We can make a play and make something happen. When the quarterback went back deep, Acadiana just pinned their ears and got to safety. So they kind of bum rushed their way into that. I agree with you. They probably should have ran the football. But, again, they're still trying to win the football game. It was 15-0 at the time, 17-0. I don't think New Iberia is rolling over and giving up on this game, but Acadiana is just out-athleting him at this point. Kickoff is going to be a sky kick at about the 40. Taken in by Keon Lede. He's across the 45, keeping his feet moving, and he's going to be tackled at about the 47-yard line. So the Veer Machine's got some decent field position, pretty much at midfield to start this drive. 4:52 left to go in this first quarter, leading 17-0. A much better start, of course, than we've seen the first 3 weeks. Yeah, and Colin DeBella looks really comfortable under center. I think the fact that he has played quarterback in this system, we know that Scott Middle runs the Veer. He has played the quarterback position. His brother obviously was the quarterback last year, so he has a little bit to fall back on. But I think Collins looked comfortable so far on that first drive. I think they're going to maybe start opening it up, trying a few more things, and seeing if he has a full command of the offense, as we hope he does. Two receivers far side. Colin going to throw it to Ty Lamartina at the 50. Brought down after a couple more yards. It looks like it'll be a gain of 6, so call it 2nd and 4. That's Ty Lamartina, first catch of the year. And look, Ty's a big kid, right? He's a big target. You can either put him on the line at tight end, or you could put him out wide and play wide receiver. But either way, he presents a big target for Colin, and when you're doing a rollout, Ty can make those moves and make a catch. So it could be something that creates some opportunity there as we move forward into the season with Colin and Ty on the outside. 2nd and 4. Ball at the 47-yard line. Snap. Handoff up the middle. Syrian Joseph. He has a lane. He's across the 30, but there's a flag on the near side, and this one has been stopped and will be a false start on the Veer Machine. Unfortunately for Syrian Joseph, he wasn't even touched and well on his way to the end zone. Yeah, I'm not sure that false start had anything to do with that play. Syrian just busted through and was going for 6. But again, I like what I'm seeing from the offense. Colin looks very calm, cool, right? He's always like that. He's been like that since he was starting as a freshman, as a wide receiver, and now he's gotten his chance under center, and he just looks very, very comfortable in the offense, and it seems to be running smoothly. Again, I know it's different opponents than what we faced the first 3 weeks, but he's feeling pretty comfortable. The offense looks like it's rolling on all cylinders early in this football game. So back him up 5. It's going to be 2nd and 9, ball at the 48. Snap, handoff to Syrian once again up the middle. This time not as much success. He give him a gain of about, let's call it 3. It's going to be 3rd and 6 for the Rams. Yeah, a 3rd and 6, that's a little bit longer than you like, but I think with what we've seen so far in this football game, you should be able to pick it up. And right now you're at the 50-yard line, so even if you would pick up 3 or 4 yards, I would expect Acadiana to go for it on 4th down, so you're pretty much in 4-down territory. But we've seen multiple runs in this game so far that have picked up 6 or more yards. Ball at the midfield stripe. Have to see what James Estes dials up here. 3rd and 6. Handoff up the middle. Kennerson keeping his feet moving. He's right down the line from me, Nick. He's going to be about 2 yards short, so let's call it 4th and 2. And I'm with you for what you just said. I expect the Rams to go for it here. Yeah, where you're on the field, it just really makes no sense to punt. You can't kick a field goal. It's a little bit too long, so you might as well just go for it. And I don't think they've had any runs so far tonight that have netted negative yards are no gains. So if you just fall forward, you're probably going to get that 2 yards. The way Kinnerson runs, he'll keep those legs turning. Even if he gets hit at the mesh point, he'll probably get it. So this is the right call to go for it here.
4th and 2, ball at the 45. Kinnerson and Joseph in the backfield. Handoff up the middle. Kinnerson, he will dive forward for a gain of, let's call it 4, and it's going to be enough to move the sticks for the Veer machine.
And I know they're playing an opponent where they're outmanned, but it is something special when you see the Veer machine working as smooth and silky as it's working tonight, where you just hand the ball. Everything's so perfect and smooth, and the running backs are just getting the yards that they need. It's really something where you know it's coming and you can't stop it. We've said that for years, and Acadiana's running it tonight.
DeBetta's going to roll near side, throws it to Lamartina just wide, so not able to hook up right there. It'll be 2nd and 10. Ball is going to be spotted at the 41.
Rolling out on 1st down. Now that they're kind of feeling themselves, they got a little bit of confidence as they've been rolling, and that's what we wanted to see tonight, see how this team was going to play. Everybody kind of suspected that Acadiana was going to win this game. It's far from over, but it does look like that's going to be the outcome. But how are they going to play? How are they going to gel? Especially with the new quarterback, it looks like everything's going well. That pass was an incompletion, but it seems like Colin has a pretty good idea of what's going on.
Colin going to keep it on an option, keep it himself. He's across the 35, across the 30, across the 20, the 10, the 5, and he's going to be pushed out at the 1-yard line, it seems. They're going to back him up to the 5, but a strong run right there by Colin DeBetta makes it 1st and goal for your Wreckin' Rams.
That is the difference between a Colin run offense and a Ty run offense, where Ty would bust through and get those big yards and big gains, but he never had that explosive speed that Colin has. You're going to see where Colin's going to be able to keep that ball and potentially go to the house with his explosiveness. He's always had that that speed, and again, he's usually the best athlete on the field when he's out there. If you get the ball in his hands more times, more good things can happen. So it's working out so far in this 1st quarter.
1st and goal, ball at the 5. Handoff up the middle. Syrian Joseph was not even touched, and that is his 2nd touchdown in this 1st quarter. And your Wreckin' Rams take a commanding 23-0 lead pending the point after.
Just not much pushback or defense from New Iberia, right? Everything's so easy. It's almost like we keep calling it a get-right game, so you're getting yourself right for the rest of the season. But it almost seems like you need a little bit of resistance for the defense to feel like you're actually, running your plays and making something happen. But everything's just so easy, so smooth from Acadiana. And credit to them, they're running the plays to perfection, but New Iberia just presenting really no opposition on defense to really stop anything Acadiana's trying to do.
Josh Marquez's point after is up and through, and with 2 minutes left to go in this 1st quarter, your Acadiana Wreckin' Rams take a commanding 24-0 lead. We'll take a short break, but stick around for more WRP here on YouTube.
The relationship with Star and Acadiana High School started this spring when they were awarded the contract to service all of our schools, and the service has been tremendous. Our schools are cool, our teachers are happy, our parents are happy, and most importantly, our students are happy because when they enter those classrooms, it's comfortable, it's safe, and it's a good learning environment for our students. Just like Acadiana High, we set the standard in education. Star sets the standard on service.
Star is all about service. That's what we wanted, that's what we needed. We needed the proper service maintenance program. That is what Star does.
Welcome back to the Hive here in New Iberia, Louisiana, where you just saw your Wreckin' Rams punch it in once again to take a commanding 24-0 lead. Marquez's kick is away and brought in at the 5. Returner is across the 15, across the 20, and that's where he will be pushed out of bounds. New Iberia is going to start their drive at the 21-yard line, 1st and 10.
Yeah, unfortunately for New Iberia, they're going to have to get some points here because it's starting to get out of hand. And the last few games against Acadiana and New Iberia, it has kind of gotten out of hand. And we talked about the game last year where Acadiana came out with a 62-0 win. And it always seems like New Iberia is drawing Acadiana at the absolute worst time of the season for them. And Acadiana is just hungry and ready to get a win. And so far, the preparation's been great, and Acadiana is playing pretty much a perfect football game so far.
1st and 10, ball of the 20. 2 receivers near side, 1 on the far side, a running back in the backfield with Landry, and a wing to the right of the formation. Takes the snap, he's going to pull it and throw it to the near side. It's complete. breaks through the first wave of defenders, give them a gain of about 7. So a good first play there for the Yellow Jackets on this drive. Call it 2nd and 3.
Yeah, that's the first time that New Iberia has really found something against what Acadiana was giving them, because I think Acadiana was giving them a little bit more of a tougher coverage, a more up-close coverage, and New Iberia was able to find a play. I think that first down earlier in the game, Acadiana kind of gave that up. This time, New Iberia actually made a play on that play to get a nice first down gain.
So you actually give them a gain of 8 right there. It's going to be 2nd and 2. Ball at the 28. 2 receivers far side, 1 near side, running back in the backfield with Landry. 7 seconds on the play clock. Looking far side, throws it far side. It's complete across the middle of the field, and he'll be tackled at about the 40-yard line. Looked a little too easy right there, Nick. It's a New Iberia first down.
I agree. They found something there, either on tape or on the video or whatever, that they were able to exploit there in the defense. But we've seen that all season long. That play particularly, that slant play across the middle, has given Acadiana 50-50. They've been sound so far, but that play right there, against all the teams they've played so far, those teams have had success.
The Jackets are going quick here. 2 receivers near side, 1 far side, wing to the right of the formation. Handoff, no, he's going to keep it himself and throw it back across the middle of the field through the hands of his intended receivers. And I'll be honest with you, he threw that one into triple coverage.
Yeah, just nowhere to go with the football. That was not wise. I don't know if they maybe thought they were going to have something that they ended up not having, but there were way too many bodies in the middle of that pass to make that throw, and it falls incomplete. But that was an ill-advised pass from Landry there.
2nd and 10, ball of the 40. 2 receivers near side, 1 far side, running back in the backfield, and a wing to the right of the formation. Flags on the play, false start on the Yellow Jackets. That'll back them up 5. They'll be looking at a 2nd and 15. Ball is going to be respotted at the 35-yard line.
This dominant performance from Acadiana so far here in the first quarter, 24-0 is the score. It's kind of what we expected, but I wanted to see how they were going to play. I wanted to see if they were going to be sound, if they were going to do everything the right way. And it does look like they're doing that. So that's really impressive. Again, the outcome of the game is pretty much determined, but how are the Rams going to play? I feel like they're coming out and playing really well on both sides of the football tonight.
2 receivers near side, 1 far side. Pulls it, throws it near side. It's complete. Gets a good chunk of it back. Give him a gain of 12. So it'll be a 3rd and, man, let's call it 2, maybe even 1 right here, Nick. So they got a large chunk of that back. That's a little too many yards for me to feel comfortable with. Got to tighten up on the pass coverage.
I agree there. I think that's going to end the first quarter for us, Cole.
That will end the first quarter. When we come back, the Yellow Jackets will be faced with a 3rd and 2. But your Wreckin' Rams have a strong start to this one tonight with a 24-0 lead going in to the second quarter. We're going to take a quick timeout, but keep it here for more WRP on YouTube.
At the Lafayette Parish Sheriff's Office, we believe building a strong organization starts with preparation, leverages teamwork, and harnesses the character of each individual. While using cutting-edge technologies and state-of-the-art equipment, our brave deputies are dedicated to keeping you and your loved ones safe. We're more than law enforcement. We're a team working together in service of our community. The Acadiana Wreckin' Rams know a lot about service, teamwork, and winning. When you're ready to join our championship team, come by or give us a call.
Welcome back to the Hive here in New Iberia, Louisiana. Start of the second quarter, where your Wreckin' Rams are totally in control right now, 24-0. The Terrible Turks, though, have to stand tough. The Jackets have a 3rd and 2, ball at the 48-yard line.
You definitely want to bow up and not allow them to get this first down. You don't want them to get across the 50. That would be something to put a feather in your hat there if you don't let them get across the 50. This is the closest they've been all night, so you really want to step up here and stop this play from happening.
2 receivers near side, 1 on the far side, a wing to the right of the formation. Landry takes the snap, he hands off up the middle. Running back looking for a lane. They're going to mark him about a yard short of the line to gain, so they will be forced with a 4th and 1. We're going to have to see what New Iberia does here, but at midfield, I expect them to go for it.
An interesting formation there for the Yellow Jackets. They were in the shotgun, kind of ran that little draw play to the left. I would have liked to see them under center to try to get that first down, but here we go in the 4th.
4th and 1. Landry in the shotgun. 2 receivers near side, 1 far side. He's going to get under center and sneak this one for about a 2-yard gain. Waiting for a mark, actually. The far side judge is is marking this one really tight, but they're going to call it a first down. So a good job by Landry sneaking up under center there for a 2-yard quarterback keeper, and it'll be enough for the Jackets to move the sticks. First and 10, ball at the 50. 2 receivers far side, 1 near side, handoff up the middle. Great job right there by the Terrible Turk defensive line to stop them for no gain. It'll be second and 10, ball at the 50.
They got that penetration on the other side of the line of scrimmage and stopped them kind of behind the line. A second effort from the New Iberia running back gained about a yard there, but nonetheless, you're going to be right at the 50-yard line. And again, the Wreckin' Rams cannot let New Iberia have any kind of life right here. Just snuff it out here. You let them get the first down. You let them get it across the 50, but let's end it right here and get the ball back in the offense's hands.
This is the point of the game, Nick. Like I said in the pregame, I want to see us start to create some turnovers defensively. Second and 10, ball to the 50. 2 receivers near side, 1 to the far side, and a wing to the left of the formation. Landry in the shotgun takes the snap. He fumbles the snap, but he throws it far side, well short of his intended receiver. It'll be third and 10, so a good chance for your Terrible Turks to get off the field here, holding them to a third and long.
We've mentioned it a couple times tonight, Cole, about the coaching philosophy of New Iberia's coaches, and obviously we don't want to disparage anybody or talk about it, but I'm not sure with the level of athletes that they have in New Iberia that I would be dropping back so much in the shotgun and trying so many of these types of plays that they have. Like, I would get under center and just run the football and figure out how to move the ball that way, because they just don't have the athletes to make the offense they want to try to run happen.
New Iberia is going to take a timeout right here before their third and 10 opportunity, and we'll take a quick timeout as well. Stick around for more WRP here on YouTube.
Uncle T's Oyster Bar in Scott is your destination for Acadiana's best local seafood.
Featuring delicious oysters, po' boys, specialty dishes, boiled crawfish, and happy hour specials.
Uncle T's across the railroad tracks in Scott.
Serving Gulf oysters just the way you like them.
Y'all ready?
Yes, sir. We're ready. Let's get it.
Welcome back to the Hive here in New Iberia, Louisiana, where your Terrible Turks have forced a third and 10 to be exact. A couple of shout-outs. Want to say hi to Mr. Kenny and Kristen Alamo watching in the big town of Sadu. Also want to shout out my lovely wife, Blair Gilbo, and my 3 kids watching from home tonight. Third and 10, 2 receivers each out of the formation, and running back in the backfield with Landry. Snap. 3-step drop, going to roll near side, looking downfield. Still looking downfield, being forced to throw it downfield, well short of his intended receiver. So it's going to be 4th and 10 for the Jackets. And, they are in midfield. We'll have to see what they want to do here, but I do believe they're bringing on the punt team.
I just don't understand the philosophy of what's going on New Iberia's side, right? You just keep dropping back and making these passes. They had a little bit of success in that intermediate slant route, but for the most part, it just seems like they're discombobulated. Acadiana is way too good to move the football that way. I would think you'd have to try to establish the run and make something happen that way. I mean, I don't think they're going to be able to have much success against Acadiana either doing that, but dropping back the quarterback repeatedly like that is just going to lead to more and more mistakes.
The punt is away. It's a high one, but not very deep. It's going to bounce at about the 25-yard line. It looks like it bounced at about the 27, and that's where the Veer machine will have it, 1st and 10.
Cole, you said Sadu?
Sadu.
Really? Come on. Where that's at?
The big town of Sadu, between Scott and Judy's, basically.
Between Scott
and Dusson, really.
Okay. All right. I've probably been there before, but I don't think I've ever heard the name or heard anybody call it that. So that's interesting that we have listeners and viewers all the way out there.
Yeah, you got that Bermuda Triangle between Scott, Dusson, and Judy's, and that's what we call Sadu.
I got you.
1st and 10 Rams, ball of the 30. 10:20 left to go in the first half. Your Rams leading this one 24-0. Good showing so far. 2 receivers far side, stacked tight. It's a toss play to Lamartina. He's running it back near side, cuts it up. He's tackled at about the 34-yard line, so give him a gain of 4. It's going to be 2nd and 6. I like that play right there.
I like it too. It looked really good, and able to get Ty moving his legs and using his legs and trying to make something happen. So again, a lot of injuries on the running back position. We're down in the depth charts, and somebody like Ty might have to step up and play running back. You never know what's going to happen. If we suffer another injury, maybe Ty gets the call at running back. So give him an opportunity to run the football and see what he can do. Got
to show some love to our mamas, Miss Kelly Gilbo watching at home, and Miss J.D. Fotno as well, our #1 fan. Fakes the handoff. DeBetta rolls far side, pulls up, throws it downfield well over the head of Reggie Alexander. We saw them try to go to that earlier in the ball game, and for the second time he was open, DeBetta just not able to connect with him there. That touch, though, that's going to come with more reps.
I agree. It's the reps. It's the lack of experience. It's the lack of chemistry between the wide receiver and running back and wide receiver. And I think Alexander, he made that big play against Zachary. I think he's capable. College just got to get him the football, and I think that's going to come. The timing and all of this stuff with the veer. I mean, when you run, and then you pass all of a sudden, kind of throws you off. So the more reps Colin gets, the more comfortable he's going to get making that throw.
3rd and 6, ball at the 34-yard line. Snap.
Oh.
Ball's on the ground. It's picked up by a lineman, and I'm going to be honest with you, Nick, the lineman may have gotten enough for a first down, but it does look like Colin DeBetta may have been stepped on that play because he came up kind of hobbling, looking at his foot. I don't expect it to be anything serious, but he definitely got stepped on.
Yeah, he did get stepped on. The ball did hit the ground. I think it was actually Ashton Fontenot who came up with the football, and he just kind of fell forward and got enough for the first down. So I don't know if Ashton was playing on the line or if he was in the backfield, but if you fumble the ball and it ends up in Ashton's hands, that's a pretty good deal because he's playing running back tonight, got enough yards for the first down, and the Veer's still in business.
So after we reset, it'll be 1st and 10, ball at the 40. 1 receiver each side of the formation. Classic split back Veer. Fakes the handoff, runs into him. It's a little bit of a busted play. DeBetta throws it downfield, a little bit of a duck, well out of bounds. And just that play had no chance from the get-go with the running backs running into each other.
I tell you what, though, he looks a little bit uncomfortable throwing the ball. And again, we talked about lack of reps, talked about getting him those reps, and hopefully he feels a little bit more comfortable. But he does look uncomfortable when it's time to throw the ball. And he looks downfield maybe a little too soon, or he doesn't read what's given to him there. Because I feel like if he had tucked and ran there, even though he was far behind, he probably gets positive yards. He tries to make the busted coverage play happen and just threw it way out of bounds. So yeah, that's going to come with time.
Handoff. Near side. Fontenot breaks a tackle. He's brought down at the 50, which is right where the stick is. And I believe Ashton Fontenot got a Veer machine first down on that last carry.
Great looking run from Ashton Fontenot. Only a sophomore, going to be in this offense for a couple of more years and getting some big reps, some big opportunities on the varsity side with the injuries that we've suffered at running back. And Ashton looks like he's ready to step up and make the play. So a nice run by number 14, Ashton Fontenot, getting that first down.
1st and 10 Rams, ball at the midfield stripe. Fontenot and Lawrence in the backfield. Handoff to Lawrence, up the middle. Give him a gain of about 4. It's going to be 2nd and 6. And
cool.
I just got to give him some love. It seems that was his first carry of the night, Javian Lawrence. He's listed as a linebacker. The senior, though, linebacker/running back.
And we saw Kinnerson. Kinnerson just ran into the football game, so he's going to be in on this play. But we do know that Troy is going to be a little bit limited, still a little bit hampered by that injury. So now you're going to get a bunch of kids to get an opportunity. We talked about last year about getting all those kids, those varsity snaps, the sophomore, the freshmen and sophomores, getting them varsity snaps. That becomes very valuable in these situations. And so hopefully you can kind of put this game away in the first half and start getting those youngsters in there.
2nd and 6, ball at the 46. Snap, handoff, up the middle. Syrian Joseph got one man to beat. Can he get there? No, they're going to tackle him at the 15-yard line, but that was a massive gain by Syrian Joseph. And another Wreckin' Ram first down.
He reminds me a lot of Ezekiel Hippolyte, his size and his ability to run the football. Now, Ezekiel had elite vision, and it was maybe a little bit quicker, but Syrian reminds me of that, and I think if he keeps practicing, remember, he just started playing running back. If he keeps practicing and getting those reps, I think he can become more of an Ezekiel Hippolyte type who we saw a couple years ago for the Wreckin' Rams.
1st and 10, ball of the 16. Snap, handoff. Kinnerson breaks the first wave, breaks the second wave, Troy Kinnerson, you know him, folks. He's gonna find a way to break those arm tackles and keep his feet moving. He gets a gain of 9 right there. Call it 2nd and 1, and Acadiana moves inside the 10-yard line.
I have a feeling Kinnerson's going to want to get in the end zone here. He's going to want to get another touchdown to add to his season. He's had a touchdown in every game so far, and I feel like this is one of those opportunities where you got him down here. You're probably going to limit his touches for the rest of the game, maybe even pull him for the remainder of this game. This would be an opportunity to get Troy a touchdown in this New Iberia game.
2nd and 1, ball at the 7. Snap. Ball's on the ground, and they're going to tackle DeBetta for a loss there. Seems like he may have lost, let's call it 3. They're going to be faced with 3rd and medium. Timeout down on the field. It's going to be for an hydration timeout, and we'll take a quick timeout as well. Stick around for more WRP here on YouTube. Welcome back to the Hive. Here in New Iberia, your Wreckin' Rams are faced with a 3rd and 4, ball at the 10. Snap. DeBetta rolls near side, looking downfield. Still looking downfield. He pulls up. He's going to be forced out. No, they're going to say that's a live ball. And it is complete in the end zone. We're going to have to wait and see. It's a touchdown. I'm going to be very honest with you, Nick. Down here on the near side, it looked like DeBetta stepped out at about the 15-yard line, but he was able to regain his composure and throw it across the field. And Ty Lambertina, for the first time as a wide receiver, has a receiving touchdown.
Hey, just like they drew it up. That's exactly what they had in the playbook. What a great decision from Colin. It didn't.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing the experience of this trainer,
Good to go.
but getting that trainer.
Megan Trainer. I'm all about that brace, no trouble. Give me your arm.
No, it's not for that.
Who are you?
Patrick, I play football.
This is Patrick, everyone. Give it up for Patrick. He does sports.
So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm.
Why is no one clapping?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome back to the Hive here in New Iberia, Louisiana. You just watched your Wreckin' Rams punch it in with a passing touchdown this time to take a commanding 31-0 lead over the home Yellow Jackets. 5:44 left to go in the first half, and Josh Marquez on once again to kick this one away. This one is going as expected tonight. We knew it on paper. We knew it going into this one. You know, New Iberia was severely understaffed as far as talent goes. You know, talent hasn't necessarily been an issue this year for the Rams. It has mostly been execution and just running into a buzzsaw of really talented programs. But you see it kind of come together tonight. Marquez's squib kick is away, takes a big bounce at about the 45, and going to be brought in at about, let's see where they spotted, the 23-yard line. So an effective squib kick is gonna pin the Yellow Jackets back, and it'll be 1st and 10 at about the 23.
Not only did it pin them back, Acadiana almost recovered that football. I mean, they were very close to getting a recovery. That's a live ball, and if Acadiana gets that, then they would have been in business right there, almost inside the red zone. But yeah, Cole, you're absolutely right. Like the outcome of this game, I think we all knew what it was going to be. It's turned out to be what we thought it was going to be, and Acadiana's just playing their type of football. But I tell you what, the execution of what's happening is what's been most impressive, where they're just taking care of their business on both sides of the ball.
1st and 10 for the Jackets. Want to give a shout out to our sideline reporter, Miss Alex Abear, watching tonight from home. Thank you for tuning in, Miss Alex. 2 receivers near side, 1 on the far side. Landry in the shotgun with a running back. Snap. He's going to pull it, throws it across the middle of the field, through the hands of his first intended receiver, but it's complete on a lucky bounce. Going to be good enough for a gain of about 15, and it'll move the sticks. Man, that was a circus catch if I've ever seen one. Another poor throw, but able to come up with a first down.
Yeah, and I thought actually it might have had a chance to get picked off. It went through a couple of receivers' hands and a couple of defenders' hands, and ended up for a lucky catch and a first down for the Yellow Jackets.
1st and 10, ball at the 38-yard line. 2 receivers far side, 1 near side, and a wing to the right of the formation. Landry and a running back in the backfield. 7 seconds on the play clock. Snap is away. Landry's going to roll far side, throws it downfield. It's a one-on-one opportunity, and they're going to call that incomplete. A lot of arm fighting for the football. I know the coach down here on the near side isn't happy, but nonetheless, it's an incomplete pass, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
I just don't understand the constant dropbacks with the quarterback and not really letting anything happen. Look, I don't think at this point, I don't think there's any thoughts that Iberia is going to come back and win this football game. And I don't think if they were able to get even some points on the board, it's going to happen through the air with what the quarterback is doing. So it's a philosophy that's questionable on the New Iberia side as to why they're not just trying to establish the run and gain yards that way and move this football a little bit for their team.
2nd and 10. 2 receivers far side, 1 near side. Wing to the right of the formation. Ball's on the ground.
Yeah.
And I believe Darius McKinley may have jumped on this football. We'll have to wait and see.
It's just like when you consistently do it over and over, the only thing that can happen is a mistake, and you see the mistake right there where the snap gets botched or gets fumbled or whatever, and it looks like they might have recovered it there.
Yeah, it looks initially it looked like Darius McKinley jumped on the football, but he may have lost control at the bottom of the pile. They are indicating that the Jackets came up with it, so it's going to be another 3rd and long. That's about the 2nd or 3rd time tonight, though, that Landry has not handled that shotgun snap. And that's just something of note.
Yeah, they're putting him in the position to where everything has to be perfect. And when you're dealing with high school kids, you're more prone to make mistakes, and they're not setting them up to have any success on the New Iberia side.
2 receivers to each side of the formation, a running back in the backfield with Landry. 3rd and 14 opportunity. Snap, 3-step drop, looking downfield, throws a post route, and it's picked off. Picked off, he's across the 40, and he's got a convoy across the 30, across the 20, and he'll be pushed down and out at about the 18-yard line, so that's a big interception. I believe that was number 22, Gavin Highsaw, the senior defensive back, and he's going to set Acadiana's veer machine up in the red zone right away.
Yeah, Highsaw was just waiting for it. I mean, the ball was in the air for it seemed like eternity, and Highsaw was just waiting there, took it in about the 40-yard line, and then made a great return. But again, New Iberia putting themselves in a bad position, not establishing the run, not running the football. The pass game's not there for you. Acadiana defense is too good. They're either going to get you with the pass rush or get you in the secondary with a pick or a broken-up pass. Nothing's really worked except that intermediate pass route, and they're going in the shotgun. New Iberia going in the shotgun too much. So I just think Acadiana is definitely the better team, but New Iberia is doing itself no favors.
1st and 10, ball at the 18. Kinnerson and Joseph in the backfield. It's going to be a handoff to Joseph, trying to find a lane on the near side at about the 15-yard line, and that's where he'll be pushed down for, let's call it, a gain of 4. It's going to be 2nd and 6, ball at the 15.
I wouldn't expect the ball to go in the air much right around these parts, but you know what? We saw it in the last drive where we were running the football pretty well, and the veer was working great, and then a busted play happened. The better puts it in the air and gets a touchdown to LaMartina in the end zone. So, but the offense seems to be doing what it wants. The defense really stifling where New Iberia is going. This is about the outcome that we thought we were going to get, 31-0 here in the second quarter, and Acadiana just clicking on all cylinders, really.
Ted Gilbo watching this one. My uncle out in Judice, Louisiana. 2nd and 6, Rams. Handoff, Kinnerson up the middle. Keeping those feet moving as he always does. We'll have to wait and see where they spot him. They're going to spot him a yard short of the first down marker. It's going to be a 3rd and 1 for the Rams.
Cole, I don't think Kennerson has a touchdown yet in this game.
He does not.
He's not. Yeah, so I would think they're going to try to get him one. I mean, I know he's had a touchdown in every game. He's really the only player that's had a touchdown in every game, if you think about it. So kind of keep that streak going where he's really becoming that workhorse. He's probably not going to play at all in the second half. This could be a drive where you get him one.
3rd and short for the Rams here inside the 10-yard line. Spot him at the 9. Fumble.
Oh.
Fight for the football. New Iberia has
wow.
it. And I'm going to tell you what, Nick, a young quarterback in his first real start, you gotta get comfortable with the snaps, and it came at a bad time. So this is going to be a turnover for the Rams, and New Iberia is going to take over at their 10-yard line.
And you know what? It's happened a couple times in this game so far where Colin did fumble the snap, and we were just able to be fortunate with it. And if you think about it, the first 3 games, it was happening to tie too, right? Something's going on there where they got to get it cleaned up, but that's not what you wanted to happen right there. You really wanted an opportunity to kind of put this game away. I think it might be already put away, but another touchdown there would have really solidified it, and an opportunity to maybe get Troy in the end zone goes away. But it's something that's going on so far tonight where Collins fumbled the ball a handful of times, and right there, New Iberia is able to pounce on it.
So New Iberia is going to take over 1st and 10, ball at the 10. Just over 2 minutes left to play in this first half, so we'll have to see if New Iberia does some version of a 2-minute offense. They're lining up Peyton Landry, the quarterback, almost in a tight end position. They're going to go with a wildcat type deal here, and it's going to be a false start. So again, Nick, like you mentioned earlier, truly not sure what they're doing with their offensive play calling, but with the score the way it is, I'm not going to beat a dead horse much more.
I just it feels like they could put their kids in a little bit better position to be competitive. I don't think there was anybody who had any dreams that they were going to win this football game or anything, but I feel like they could have been a little bit more competitive. I think the coaches are kind of setting them up behind the A-ball where they're just going to have to make a play. And when you got high school kids, like, it's just going to be too easy for them to make a mistake.
1st and 15, ball at the 5. Snaps in the end zone. They're going to have to jump on it. And for the second time tonight, your terrible Turks have forced a safety. Nick, I don't think I've ever seen a game since I've been calling in the 5 years that I've seen 2 safeties in one football game.
I don't think I have either. And, it's a testament to what Acadiana's doing, but it's also kind of a call out again. Like you said, we don't want to beat the dead horse, but New Iberia just not putting their kids in a position to have any success. And when you do that, mistakes are going to happen. We've seen it happen repeatedly where Peyton Landry fumbled the football. This time, the other kid went back there. Was it John Lewis who was Kendrick John Lewis was the quarterback? He fumbles the football. Like, it's not a fundamentally sound team. And so when you're trying to do the things that they're trying to do, it opens yourself up to so many mistakes. And Acadiana's taking advantage. Look, New Iberia took advantage of an Acadiana mistake there and had the football. It was deep in their own territory. But maybe you're starting to feel like you got a little something going. Maybe you can drive the ball down the field and put points on the board, prevent this shutout for the second year in a row. And just like that, in one play, you got another safety. You're giving up your second one on the field. So I feel like if New Iberia had a little bit more cohesion on offense, it wouldn't be going as badly as it is for them. But they're just setting themselves up to make those mistakes, and Acadiana's just taking advantage of them.
Back deep to receive for the Rams. Looks like number 31, Devon Bell, and number 11, Mikael Narcisse. Kick is away. It's a sky kick. Going to be brought in at about the 40. Ball's on the ground, but picked up by DeBetta. Trying to find a lane. Going to cut back far side, and he does have a lane. Let's see if he can bring it back for the second time tonight. He's across the 40, across the 30, and he's going to be brought down just shy of the 30-yard line. So another strong return there by the quarterback, Colin DeBetta. And the Veer Machine will start this one in some excellent field position with 1:45 left to play in the first half.
DeBetta definitely feels like he has something when he goes outside. Obviously, he had the touchdown on the opening punt, but he feels like if he can just keep the ball in the middle of the field for a little while, allow the blocks to take place, once he gets to the outside, his speed can take over. I think he's right. I think he can make something happen. He had a nice return there. I know he wants 6, but I feel like his decisions there are the right decisions. Get on the outside where there's not a lot of defenders, and then use your speed to go the rest of the way.
Yeah, he's such a patient kick returner. He's so good at letting those blocks develop. 1st and 10 Rams. Ball at the 35. Handoff is to Joseph. Trying to find a lane. Cuts it back up. Ball's on the ground. And I think he jumped back on it, Nick. So Syrian Joseph, as you guys know, a converted wide receiver, doing some really good things with the ball in his hands, but you gotta learn to tuck it, my man. 6-yard gain, it'll be 2nd and 4.
Well, the last thing you want to do is close this first half out sloppy, right? We already saw a turnover from Colin DeBetta to give the football back to New Iberia. Now you see a fumble from Syrian Joseph. He was able to get back on it, clean it up. Let's close this out the right way, put some points on the board, and put the game away. This sloppy stuff has to get cleaned up.
1:10 left to go in the half. DeBetta rolls near side. He's going to throw it downfield to Reggie Alexander. It's complete across the 5, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds at about the 3-yard line. So finally able to connect with Reggie Alexander. He's looked his way twice tonight, was able to connect on that one for a 1st and goal.
Yep, it's the 3rd time they've gone to Alexander, his 3rd target of the game. First time they were able to connect, and we saw Alexander have some success this season. He could be a weapon moving forward for Acadiana. DeBetta and Alexander have to just build that chemistry and get it going. A nice first catch of the night for Alexander.
Let's see if they decide to feed Troy Kinnerson down here at the goal line. Snap, Kinnerson up the middle. Troy Kinnerson gets his first touchdown of the night, folks. Your Wreckin' Rams take a 39-0 lead, pending the point after, right before halftime.
Yeah, nice to get him a touchdown. I mean, when you were losing to Rustin and Zachary, Kinnerson was really the only bright spot, the only guy that was scoring touchdowns for you. So in order to have this game where you're about to go up 40-0 in the first half, Kinnerson to not be on the score sheet would kind of not feel right. So glad he got in the end zone to get a touchdown. Keep that streak going of scoring in every game.
Ty Lambertina to hold, Josh Marquez to kick. Snap is good, kick is away, kick is up, kick is good. 40-0, your Wreckin' Rams lead with less than a minute to go in the half, and we're going to take a quick timeout before the half. So stick around for more WRP here on YouTube.
The only reason why it's still the first half is because New Iberia is throwing the damn football too much. Hey guys, I don't know if y'all got my text, but we cannot hear y'all in our ears at all. So if y'all are giving us production notes, we can't hear it.
Welcome back to the Hive here in New Iberia, Louisiana. 53 seconds left to go in this half, and Josh Marquez back to kick. This one's going to be a high one. Brought in at the 20. I believe it was fair caught, so that's where the Yellow Jackets will start this drive 1st and 10. Not sure what they're going to decide to do here with less than a minute and a half, down by 40.
Yeah, this first half's going about what we expected. I mean, I think we were maybe halfway joking that they could maybe put 50 on the board. I think they probably could have without a few mistakes, but 40-0 so far in this first half. This is the level of competition in this game. What I have liked so far is seeing the way Acadiana's played, the way they've operated. It's been pretty smooth. A couple of mistakes here and there, but you clean those up, and maybe you got something here moving forward.
1st and 10, ball at the 20. Peyton Landry back at quarterback for the Jackets. 2 receivers near side, 1 far side. He's going to throw it near side, and it's in and out of the hands of his intended receiver, Kendrick Jean-Louis. I wonder if it's Louis or Lewis. I think on the sheet it's Lewis, so I'm going to go with Kendrick Jean-Louis.
I think it would be John Lewis. Yeah, that's what I would go with.
Nick, and I was thinking about this earlier. I know we're not on offense, but anytime you see Troy Kinnerson run the football, you see that number 2, which is a storied number for the Wreckin' Rams. I always wondered why Ali Broussard's number was not retired in this program. That's a conversation for another day, but I do enjoy seeing a running back wearing number 2 because it brings back such great memories of growing up watching Ali Broussard carry the football. But you got to retire that man's number.
They should retire Diego Martin too.
A have shades of Britt Lachele yelling, "Ali Broussard," every time he would take one down the sideline. 2nd and 10, Jackets, ball at the 20. Snap, handoff up the middle. Jean-Louis on the carry. No, this is actually going to be, that was actually Sean Vincent on the carry. First time we called his name tonight. A 5-yard carry. It's going to be 3rd and medium. Call it 3rd and 5.
I mean, that could be the first rush that they've had in the second quarter. They've just dropped back to throw at just about every play. They finally run the football, get a little bit of success. So it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, set your kids up for success and give them an opportunity. I feel like if you run the football, you'd be better off.
Speaking of setting them up for success, New Iberia does not have to run a play here. The game clock is ahead of the play clock. We're going to have to see what they decide to do. There is 2 receivers to the far side, 1 near side, and they will snap it. It's a direct snap to Jean-Louis, met at the line of scrimmage. I believe he may have lost a yard there. No, they're going to say he gained 1 after some second effort, but it will be a 4th and about 3, and I believe that is going to be the end of the first half. So go ahead and keep it here, guys. Me and Nick will give you a couple of first half notes. But going into halftime, it's a whole different tune from what it's been the first 3 games of the season. Your Wreckin' Rams lead this one 40-0. And it's been a complete effort. It's been a total domination on all 3 sides of the football. The game opened up with Colin DeBetta taking I want to call it a 60-yard punt return to the house, and then they followed it up with some strong defensive play. I want to say the first 2 series were both 3 and outs, giving the ball back to the veer machine. You've seen Syrian Joseph run the ball well. You've seen Colin DeBetta keep the ball and run it well and complete a couple of good passes downfield. Acadiana doing a lot of things right other than fumbling a couple of snaps, but that is to be expected, like we mentioned, with Colin DeBetta getting his first start of the year.
They needed to come in against New Iberia and dominate. Like, that's what we needed to see. We knew they were going to win the game. There was a talent difference between these 2 teams, and Acadiana was the better team. So you knew they were going to win the football game. How were they going to play? How were they going to do it? I think if you come in here and you win this game, 28-14 or something like that, you're not feeling good about that at all. Even though you got to win, you know that you didn't do it the right way. You didn't do what you should have done. Dominating this team is exactly what needs to be done. You dominate these teams that you can. That way, when you play those tougher opponents, you're more prepared. But nonetheless, Acadiana doing everything right. A couple of mistakes that need to get cleaned up. I think we saw it repeatedly. The fumbles under center, I think that's going to come with reps, with time, with experience, right? This is his first game. I'm sure he's feeling a little nervous, feeling some jitters, and maybe making some of those mistakes. But overall, 40-0, you're kind of nitpicking at that point if you're complaining. So they did exactly what they needed to do. I think if we were sitting here at 14-0, maybe we would be complaining a little more because that's not what should have happened. 40-0 is the score at halftime. That's what we were all expecting, and Acadiana is taking care of business.
Yeah. So another noteworthy thing that I'm kind of laughing about, still chuckling, is 2 safeties in the first half of this. I've never seen us get after a team like that in the goal line situation. But that just goes to show that we're playing complete football tonight. It has been fun. You see a lot more emotion, a lot more relaxed, not pressing, able to come out here, and it was a tone-setting game. We had mentioned it in the first half of the broadcast. We knew coming into this one, Acadiana was a big-time mismatch for New Iberia. No knocks on this New Iberia team, but they've been a bad program for a decade, maybe even 2 decades if you want to stretch it that far. So this outcome of what we've seen in the first half is not surprising. I'm just glad that we were able to kind of take a big, deep breath and play quality football in week 1 of district play.
Yeah, look, you had a lot of people that were talking a lot of noise about Acadiana. Why are they so bad? Are they going to win a game? Are they going to be able to turn this thing around? And you're not looking at all of the things that surrounded what was going on, right? Bunch of new coaches, bunch of new players, and a gauntlet to start your season, right? A lot of those things are recipes for an 0-3 start. Get the things that you need to get corrected. Maybe make some personnel changes that we're seeing tonight. Maybe that might help some things along, help some things move along in the offense. And the defense has been elite all year long, even in the games that they've dropped. They've played well enough to win most of those games. So if you can start playing that complementary football, you can start having these wins. Obviously, the district is weak at the bottom and strong up top. It's Acadiana, it's Southside, it's Karen Crow. Everybody else kind of one step behind. So you have to take care of your business, and regardless, one of these teams can come up and snipe you. Acadiana hasn't let that happen over the last few seasons, and right now they're taking care of business. So that's what we wanted to see. We wanted to see a very dominant performance from the Wreckin' Rams, and that's what we have so far with the 40-0 halftime score.
Real quick, I'm looking down here at the comments that you guys give us on YouTube. Ms. Jennifer Abear says, shout out to the Lady Ram varsity volleyball team beating Arca tonight 3-1, and they improved to 12-6 on the season. So a big-time shout-out to the Wreckin' Ram volleyball team.
Hey, the Wreckin' Rams have a pretty good volleyball team this year. I've been hearing a lot from Ms. Jennifer on Facebook talking about her daughter Molly's on the team. So I hear a lot of comments from her about the team and how good they are. So shout out to the Wreckin' Ram volleyball team taking care of business as well.
And another one, it says, Miss Penny Malbrew watching from LJ Alamo versus Scott football game, watching JL's little brother Jack play for LJ Alamo. So Miss Penny, thank you for tuning in. And again, congratulations on the offer from Johns Hopkins University, that prestigious university. I mean, dude, that is a very impressive offer.
Yeah. Get the man up there. That, like we said earlier, that means the man is smart.
That means the man is smart. Well, listen, folks, we're going to let you go ahead and enjoy the rest of your halftime. We're going to take an extended break here. I tell you what, it is 40-0. Your Wreckin' Rams lead this one with roughly 10 to 15 minutes before we come back for the second half kickoff. We'll be back, but thank you for tuning in to Wreckin' Ram Productions here on YouTube.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing the experience of this trainer,
Good to go.
but getting that trainer.
Megan Trainer. I'm all about that brace, no trouble. Give me your arm.
No, it's not for that.
Who are you?
Patrick, I play football.
This is Patrick, everyone. Give it up for Patrick. He does sports.
So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm.
Why is no one clapping?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
At Southern Classic Chicken, we take pride in serving the freshest, seasoned, and marinated hand-breaded fried chicken. It's so good, it's wrong. Add in tasty sides like our zesty Cajun seasoned fries, savory red beans and rice, or sweet corn grits. Drive through today and pick up a family box or one of our classic combos and enjoy a true Southern classic. Oh, and don't forget the pepper.
Hey, Wreckin' Ram fans, that's right, I'm in Big D, and I don't mean Dallas, Dusson, Louisiana, where a dream became a destination. At Knox and Dusson, timeless family recipes get a personal twist. Every bite has Louisiana flavor, from plate lunches to specialty burgers, to po' boys, fresh seafood, both grilled and boiled. And every Thursday through Saturday, we turn up the charm with live music and our very own Cajun Exotico breakfast every other Saturday morning. And don't forget brunch every Sunday. So come down to Knox and Dusson, a proud supporter of Acadiana High School. Knox and Dusson, don't knock it till you try it. Go Rams!
The relationship with Star and Acadiana High School started this spring when they were awarded the contract to service all of our schools, and the service has been tremendous. Our schools are cool, our teachers are happy, our parents are happy, and most importantly, our students are happy because when they enter those classrooms, it's comfortable, it's safe, and it's a good learning environment for our students. Just like Acadiana High, we set the standard in education. Star sets the standard on service.
Star is all about service. That's what we wanted, that's what we needed. We needed the proper service maintenance program. That is what Star does. That is the basis of their business, service and maintenance, which lessens the repairs and the replacements. Our service calls are dropping. Our repair calls are dropping. Our replacement calls are dropping. Just as Acadiana High is synonymous with championships in football, Star is synonymous with service. Ladies and gentlemen, it's in the name.
Star and Acadiana High School, we're both elite. Be elite.
Uncle T's Oyster Bar in Scott is your destination for Acadiana's best local seafood.
Featuring delicious oysters, po' boys, specialty dishes, boiled crawfish, and happy hour specials.
Uncle T's across the railroad tracks in Scott.
Serving Gulf oysters just the way you like them.
At the Lafayette Parish Sheriff's Office, we believe building a strong organization starts with preparation, leverages teamwork, and harnesses the character of each individual. While using cutting-edge technologies and state-of-the-art equipment, our brave deputies are dedicated to keeping you and your loved ones safe. We're more than law enforcement. We're a team working together in service of our community. The Acadiana Wreckin Rams know a lot about service, teamwork, and winning. When you're ready to join our championship team, come by or give us a call.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, no matter where we serve, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Y'all ready?
Yes, sir. We're ready. Let's get it.
You know, Southern Classic Chicken is a North Louisiana favorite, famous for crispy chicken and that pepper on the side. And they've kept it simple, fresh, and full of flavor. And now, for the first time, they're franchising. And guess what? Lafayette, the hub city, is the very first franchise location. I'm excited because I've heard great things about the chicken. And you know, one thing about people here in Southwest Louisiana, we love good food, and we understand that's what we can expect with Southern Classic Chicken.
Y'all ready?
Yes, sir. We're ready. Let's get it.
insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing the experience of this trainer,
Good to go.
but getting that trainer.
Megan Trainer. I'm all about that brace, no trouble. Give me your arm.
No, it's not for that.
Who are you?
Patrick, I play football.
This is Patrick, everyone. Give it up for Patrick. He does sports.
So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm.
Why is no one clapping?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
At Southern Classic Chicken, we take pride in serving the freshest, seasoned, and marinated hand-breaded fried chicken. It's so good, it's wrong. Add in tasty sides like our zesty Cajun seasoned fries, savory red beans and rice, or sweet corn grits. Drive through today and pick up a family box or one of our classic combos and enjoy a true Southern classic. Oh, and don't forget the pepper.
Hey, Wreckin' Ram fans, that's right, I'm in Big D, and I don't mean Dallas, Tucson, Louisiana, where a dream became a destination. At Knox and Tucson, timeless family recipes get a personal twist. Every bite has Louisiana flavor, from plate lunches to specialty burgers, to po' boys, fresh seafood, both grilled and boiled. And every Thursday through Saturday, we turn up the charm with live music and our very own Cajun Exotico breakfast every other Saturday morning. And don't forget brunch every Sunday. So come down to Knox and Tucson, a proud supporter of Acadiana High School. Knox and Tucson, don't knock it till you try it. Go Rams!
The relationship with Star and Acadiana High School started this spring when they were awarded the contract to service all of our schools, and the service has been tremendous. Our schools are cool, our teachers are happy, our parents are happy, and most importantly, our students are happy because when they enter those classrooms, it's comfortable, it's safe, and it's a good learning environment for our students. Just like Acadiana High, we set the standard in education. Star sets the standard on service.
STAR is all about service. That's what we wanted, that's what we needed. We needed the proper service maintenance program. That is what STAR does. That is the basis of their business, service and maintenance, which lessens the repairs and the replacements. Our service calls are dropping. Our repair calls are dropping. Our replacement calls are dropping. Just as Acadiana High is synonymous with championships in football, STAR is synonymous with service. Ladies and gentlemen, it's in the name.
Star and Acadiana High School, we're both elite. Be elite.
Uncle T's Oyster Bar in Scott is your destination for Acadiana's best local seafood.
Featuring delicious oysters, po' boys, specialty dishes, boiled crawfish, and happy hour specials.
Uncle T's across the railroad tracks in Scott.
Serving Gulf oysters just the way you like them.
At the Lafayette Parish Sheriff's Office, we believe building a strong organization starts with preparation, leverages teamwork, and harnesses the character of each individual. While using cutting-edge technologies and state-of-the-art equipment, our brave deputies are dedicated to keeping you and your loved ones safe. We're more than law enforcement. We're a team working together in service of our community. The Acadiana Wreckin Rams know a lot about service, teamwork, and winning. When you're ready to join our championship team, come by or give us a call.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, no matter where we serve, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Y'all ready?
Yes, sir. We're ready. Let's get it.
Season after season, we put in the work to beat the competition. For Courtesy Automotive, much like the Wreckin'.
Kick is good. With 10:50 left to go in a running clock, your Rams take a 47-0 lead here to start the second half. We'll take a quick break. Keep it here, WRP on YouTube.
I was wondering why they weren't running the clock.
Y'all ready?
Yes, sir. We're ready.
Let's get it.
I mean, it sounds great.
Welcome back to the Hive in New Iberia, Louisiana, where you just watched Troy Kennerson Jr. punch it in from 46 yards out to take a 47-0 lead here in New Iberia. Again, a reminder, it is a running clock with a big lead. Josh Marquez off to kick. It's a high one. Going to bounce at about the 20 and bounce out of bounds. So unfortunately, that's the first time I've seen Josh Marquez kick one out of bounds this year. Wasn't his best effort. But the Yellow Jackets will have this one with some decent field position, 1st and 10.
Now, Cole, when we was off the air, we was talking about Sadu, Louisiana, trying to figure out where it is. You keep trying to narrow it down. I'm having trouble figuring out where exactly is this little part of the world.
I call Sadu, Louisiana, kind of around where Menards is, pretty much from the field span stretch where it meets up with Cameron. That's what I consider Sadu. It's kind of that Bermuda Triangle between Scott, Judice, and Dusson.
Okay. All right. I've been there many times. I've frequented Menards many times, so I know the area. I just didn't know it had a name.
The most prominent person that lives in Sadu is Josh Palmier, one of my good friends, graduated in 2004 for the Rams. 1st and 10, New Iberia, ball at the 35-yard line. 2 receivers near side, 1 far side. Landry takes the snap. He bobbles that snap once again. He's being run down, and he's going to lose some serious yardage. They're going to mark him at the 22-yard line. He loses about 12 on that play, and once again, we see Landry not able to handle that snap.
Yeah, and we saw some of the New Iberia players at halftime kind of moving around, and you could just tell they were defeated and distraught. And I tell you what, I don't put the majority of what has happened tonight on them. This coaching staff has just done them no favors and continues putting them in a position to not be successful.
It's going to be a false start against the Jackets, so what was a 2nd and long gets 2nd and longer. It's going to be roughly 2nd and maybe 27, maybe even longer than that.
And at this point, on both sides of the ball, I would think you're just trying to get out and not get injured. And I don't think New Iberia is playing that type of football. It feels like they're still trying to be in this football game and compete.
Snap, handoff up the middle. Not able to get past the grip of Darius McKinley. Give him a yard. It's going to be 3rd and very long. 3rd and ERAF, basically.
It feels like New Iberia is running an offense as if they had playmakers on the outside and a playmaker under center. And it becomes apparent that they don't have that, and I don't know why they don't simplify the offense to their talent level.
3rd and a country mile. It's a direct snap to the running back, and he's brought down. I believe that was Sean Vincent on the carry. And they're going to say no gain, 4th and very long, and I expect nothing more but the punt team to come and pooch this one away, is what I was trying to say.
Hey, the Turks took care of business there. I mean, they did what they have to do. The offense did what it had to do on this drive. The defense did what it had to do on this drive, and it just kind of completely put this game away 47-0 with the running clock. I mean, at this point, your only goal is to just make sure nobody gets injured.
Colin DeBetta back to receive. Flag on the play. I believe this will be a false start, and it will be. There is a flag down right here in the middle of the field, Nick, and I'm wondering if this might be an illegal substitution by the Rams. We've got to wait to see what the white hat says on this one. .5:39 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Again, this is a running clock because Acadiana has a lead over 40, 47-0 to be exact. Just waiting to see what the call down on the field is. Illegal substitution against the Rams is going to be the call. So we'll reset, but it's still going to be 4th and very, very long. So the play call is going to be no different.
St. Mary Parish.
Yeah. DeBetta back to receive. This is a punt that's deep. He's going to have a chance to return it. He's at the 40. Gets a good block. He's across the 50, across the 40, runs over a defender at about the 35-yard line, and for the third time tonight, Colin DeBetta gets a good punt return.
Corey, wanted to mention the score of the Lafayette High Southside game. Southside was leading 14-10 at halftime. Lafayette High recovered an onside kick to start the second half, got the ball, scored, and they with 9:32 in the third quarter led 17-14. The ensuing Southside kickoff was run back for a touchdown. So right now, with a little under 9 minutes to go in the third quarter, Southside hanging on to a 21-17 lead. But that's a very competitive game and might be a sign of things to come for Lafayette High. Like, we've been hearing that they got some things working over there. They got a new head coach. They're a little bit better. They haven't beat Acadiana since 2006. We know we have them on the schedule. That rivalry has been so one-sided that it's kind of died off for a lot of our fans. So we're going to see Lafayette High, and they're going to be looking at these records and be like, hey, Acadiana struggled. Acadiana might not be what we thought they were. We're feeling ourselves. We're playing. We're competing with Southside, who's that upper echelon of District 5A. They might come in and think they have a chance to compete. Not only that, but Southside's going to come in and think they have a chance to compete. So those are two teams that we got to watch right now, where Acadiana, if they're not careful, they can definitely get caught up into those games and drop them once district play starts. I don't think district is as much of a gimme as tonight is or as it's been in years past.
1st and 10 Rams, and the little DeBetta is in the game at quarterback. Cohen DeBetta taking the snap, handoff up the middle, keeping his feet moving. We'll have to get you some new numbers, folks. We have the second wave of the JV squad, but Cohen DeBetta enters the game at quarterback. After the handoff, a gain of about 3. It's going to be 2nd and 7.
I was talking to Tom Hafer, who's the play-by-play voice of McNeese. I was talking to him last week and asked him about Caden and how Caden was doing. He said he's doing good. He's a little lower in the depth chart, and I told him he had 2 brothers coming right behind him, and he's like, bring them on. We want them all. Take all the DeBettas on our team.
Handoff. This is Fotno trying to find a lane on the near side, not able to find one. Give him a gain of 1, and it'll be 3rd and 6.
We talked about earlier in the season how valuable those first-team reps were for Ty as he got his opportunity in the first 3 games and saw how comfortable he can get. Now you got Cohen, where in theory you're thinking Colin's going to be the quarterback the rest of the way. Perhaps he'll be the quarterback again senior year, and then Cohen's going to come in right here and get these valuable reps that he's going to be able to build on when his time comes. He'll be able to be the quarterback of the Veer machine.
Yeah, it's Ashton Fotno and Javian Lawrence in the backfield. Handoff's going to be to Fotno up the middle. Give them a gain of, let's call it 2, and the Rams will be forced with a 4th and 4, ball at the 30, and I'm fully expecting for the offense to stay on the field, especially with a running clock.
Definitely. They'll go for it with the running clock and hopefully pick it up. Ashton Fontenot has been called for some first-team minutes. He's been called for some first-team reps, and getting him any opportunity to run this offense is a good thing. So I think Ashton Fontenot is going to be a big part of this offense moving forward.
4th and 4, ball at the 30. Cohen DeBetta under center. Hard count, and I believe they got him, Nick. It looks like it's encroachment on the Yellow Jackets, and it should be enough for a Wreckin' Ram first down. So a good job by Cohen right there with the hard count, which, as we know, is a useful part of this offense.
And Cohen's a big kid. I mean, he looks sizable. I mean, I know that we had Caden, who's also a big kid. Colin's a little bit shorter, which allows him to be maybe a little bit faster, maybe a little bit more athletic. But Cohen looks like a nice-sized quarterback.
Only a sophomore. 1st and 10 Rams, ball at the 25-yard line. Fontenot and Lawrence in the backfield. It's going to be a handoff to Fontenot. Trying to turn the corner near side. He does. He's across the 15, pushed out at about the 10-yard line, and that'll be enough for a Wreckin' Ram first down. They're going to actually spot him at the 12. So with that being said, I think it'll be a 1st and 10, not a 1st and goal.
Alex Abear texted. She said that's where she lives, our sideline reporter. She lives in Sadu. So, hey, maybe your partner's not the most prominent citizen of Sadu. Maybe Alex Abear can get her name on the map.
And I stand corrected. It is 1st and goal, ball at the 10. DeBetta under center. Fontenot and Lawrence in the backfield. Lawrence gets the handoff, looking for the goal line on the far side, and Javian Lawrence punches it in with 1:30 left to go in the third quarter. Your Rams take a extremely commanding 54-0 lead pending the point after.
Very impressive drive from the second team, right? Cohen ran that to perfection. Didn't have any hiccups. His fakes looked good. He was running good. And then, of course, you had Ashton Fontenot, who's been getting him out of those first team reps. He had a nice little carry. And then the touchdown from Lawrence, just getting it in the end zone. So a nice drive by the second team Veer Machine to kind of put this game well in the hands of the Wreckin' Rams.
So we got a new kicker and we got a new holder here. Looks like holding's going to be number 16 on my roster, but my roster is not up to date, so I do not have a number for number 16, but it looks like number 45 will be Braylon Oye, the junior kicker. A left-footed kicker right here, Nick. 8 seconds on the play clock. And New Iberia jumps off sides right there. Flags all over the place, even after the play, right there in the middle of the field.
You know who else is a lefty? My mom, J.D. Fontenot.
Really?
Yep. A world-renowned left-handed
So am I, actually.
You're a lefty, too?
I'm left-handed.
All right.
So this is a little weird, Nick. Originally, it was encroachment on the defense, but then after, like maybe 5-10 seconds after, the middle ref that was in the middle of both the offense and defense threw another flag. So I'm really curious to see what's going to happen here. And, folks, the clock has run out on this quarter, so it is officially the end of the third quarter with the running clock, but we're still waiting to see what the call down on the field is.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest problem right there. This clock needs to keep running.
Encroachment is declined. Offsetting penalties for personal foul, and we're just going to line up and do it again. Oye on the kick. Snap is good, kick is away, kick is up. And welcome to the party, Braylon Oye. So at the end of the third quarter, your score, the Acadiana Wreckin' Rams 55, the New Iberia Yellow Jackets 0. We're going to take a quick timeout, but stick around for more WRP in the fourth quarter.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing the experience of this trainer,
Good to go.
but getting that trainer.
Megan Trainer. I'm all about that brace, no trouble. Give me your arm.
No, it's not for that.
Who are you?
Patrick, I play football.
This is Patrick, everyone. Give it up for Patrick. He does sports.
So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm.
Why is no one clapping?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome back to Wreckin' Ram Productions here at the Hive in New Iberia. Waiting for Josh Marquez to boot this one away. And, man, what an impressive showing tonight. All three phases of the game, Acadiana has showed up, and you can feel the energy. It's a must-needed district win. This kick is high and away. It's brought in at the 20. Returner runs into his man at just shy of the 30-yard line, and that's where the Jackets will have it 1st and 10 at the 30.
Cole, you're right. They did need this type of performance tonight to get this type of win, 55-0, pretty much dominating this entire game. But what's going to happen later on in the season when you start playing these better teams, right? You're hoping that you can continue to play like this. The score, not necessarily important, but how they've played tonight. The first team, these are the second teamers. How did the first team play? I feel like everything was smoother than what we've seen in this first 2 weeks, so that's a good sign. Just keep working and putting the work in and getting better, and I feel like they did that tonight.
Are you surprised to see New Iberia keeps their starting quarterback out here?
Cole, nothing they do really surprises me. I mean, they're just putting their kids in really bad positions all night long, and so no, I'm not surprised. I just don't feel like they're a very cohesive unit right now.
Throws a quick slant in and out of the hands of his intended receiver. And yeah, that's kind of my thinking. I mean, the game is well within hand. You know, you got a running clock here in the fourth quarter. Acadiana's got a 54-0 lead. All you're doing at this point is putting your starting quarterback in danger, you know.
And to be fair, we don't know anything about their roster. We don't know anything about what they work on in practice. They may only have one kid who can play quarterback, but it is kind of surprising to see him back in there, especially if you're going to keep putting him in these positions to make these plays.
Handoff up the middle. Got a good lane here. Give them a gain of about 5, so New Iberia able to cut the distance, and it'll be 3rd and 5.
I mean, I know we watch Acadiana football, so we're conditioned our whole lives to hate the shotgun, to not run plays out of the shotgun. But normally you see teams run shotgun when they're elite, talented at the quarterback position and on the outside. And New Iberia is just proving that that's not the case. I'm not sure why their offense is based on shotgun.
2 receivers near side, 1 far side. He's going to hand it off on a draw play, looking to find some space around the near side, and he does. Good, strong run right there by the New Iberia running back. Give him a gain of about 7, and that's going to be enough for a jacket first down.
Yeah, it could be a situation where New Iberia's got their starters in there against the Acadiana second team and thinking, man, maybe we can outwill this second team. A lot of freshmen and sophomores on the field right now. Maybe we can get some points, and this 55-0 score can make it 55-6, 7, or 8, and looks a little bit better in the box score. That could be a thought process they have right now.
1st and 10, ball at the 44. 43. Snap. Throws it across the middle of the field. It's complete. Give them a gain of 5. And we've seen them go to that play a lot tonight. Kind of threw it into triple coverage sometimes, but right there was a strong throw across the middle of the field, and it'll be 2nd and 5, ball at the 48.
It'll probably definitely be something they can exploit with the backups in. I think the starters kind of snuffed that out, but now you got the little kids in there. They might be able to do that with some success.
Fighting for the football at the mesh point. Running back's going to take it. It looks like they'll give him a gain of 1, and it'll be 3rd and 4 for the Terrible Turks.
Yeah, I kind of lost for words, Cole.
Yeah,
what can we say? I mean, it's just a completely dominant performance for Acadiana tonight, and exactly what they needed to kind of right this ship.
Your storylines are Doug Dotson is well on his way to getting his first win as head coach of the Wreckin' Rams. Peyton gets hit as he throws, and this is what I'm talking about. That's dangerous for your starting quarterback, but, neither here nor there. It's going to be 4th and 4. And look at this little JV Terrible Turks getting off the field.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have some pride. I mean, we always like to see those young guys get in there and get those reps. We know that this is the future of what Acadiana football is going to look like, and to get to see them now, we usually get to see them in a game like this against a New Iberia or opponent very much like New Iberia that we have on the schedule. And so this is exactly what you want to do. Acadiana took care of business in the first 3 quarters, and now you get your youngsters to be able to get in there and have some reps.
New Iberia is going to opt to keep their offense on the field right here. Ball at the 50-yard line. Line to gain is about the 47, so 4th and 3. 10 seconds on the play clock. Snap, 5-step drop, looking downfield, throws it deep downfield, and there wasn't nobody within 10 yards of that football, and the beer machine is going to take over 1st and 10. We're going to take a quick break here. Stick around for more WRP here on YouTube.
At the Lafayette Parish Sheriff's Office, we believe building a strong organization starts with preparation, leverages teamwork, and harnesses the character of each individual. While using cutting-edge technologies and state-of-the-art equipment, our brave deputies are dedicated to keeping you and your loved ones safe. We're more than law enforcement. We're a team working together in service of our communities. The Acadiana Wreckin' Rams know a lot about service, teamwork, and winning. When you're ready to
go to the Hive in New Iberia, Louisiana, 6:30 and running in this ball game. Cohen DeBetta hands it off up the middle. Give him a gain of 1. And give us some grace, folks. We're going to try to get you some new numbers. There is a flag down on the play. I'm glad that you were able to catch that, Nick. On the last carry was number 39, Ashton Barra, junior running back for the Rams. As mentioned, as it currently stands, he has a gain of 1, but there is a flag down in the middle of the field. Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Yellow Jackets will back them up. And, I mean, this is the point of the night where frustration's clearly going to set in.
Yeah.
New Iberia going to move to a disappointing 0-4. Not much more you could say. It's unfortunate the lack of talent that they have, and they really have not found a way to even be competitive in this ball game. But that has been the story of New Iberia for the past decade or so.
Yeah, I think it tells you a lot about their team, the fact that they lost to Como, right? And we know what kind of struggles Como's had, right? They haven't had any wins in the last 3 years, and they were able to beat New Iberia. So that kind of tells you where New Iberia is and compared to a lot of teams around the state, a lot of teams in our district. Como used to be a district opponent for us. And a lot of the games against Acadiana and Como went the way that this one is going for New Iberia. So it's been a tough go for the last couple of decades for New Iberia.
Really quickly, we want to give a shout out to our WRP student crew tonight, running cameras, running commercials, and other various things around the broadcast. Emma LeBleu, Myri Scott, Adelie Bergeron, Brian Landor, Mamdou Kahaye, and Shelby Castile. Some of the Acadiana students doing the dirty work of our broadcast, and I'm glad that we were able to get a list of them traveling on the road to New Iberia tonight. So again, thank you to our Wreckin' Ram WRP members. We love the work that you do. You make our broadcast very easy, especially tonight. Audio has been great, video has been clear, and a quality production. 1st and 10 Rams. Handoff up the middle. Give them a gain of about 5. I believe that was number 28, Brandon Mouton on the carry, listed as a junior defensive back / running back.
Yeah, back to the shout of our crew. A lot of people don't know this, but Cole and I just show up and put the headsets on. We're not doing any of the connectivity work. We're not doing any of the video work. We're not doing any of the audio work. That's all done by the students, and they're doing a phenomenal job in their 2nd year of doing this. So it's just getting better and better, and we certainly thank them for making our job a lot easier.
2nd and 5, DeBetta under center. It's an end around, trying to find a space on that far side, but it looks like he'll be thrown out of bounds after a loss of about 3, I believe. That was number 16 on my roster. I do not have his name. These are not updated rosters, so I do apologize, but it will be a 3rd and about 7. But, Nick, we talk about it all the time. I wish that we would have had a film, something like this when we were back in school, because I surely would have taken some sort of broadcasting, class at my time as Acadiana. Now, as an athlete, I played football and baseball, so I don't know how I would have made game days work, but it still would have been really cool to learn the in and outs of broadcasting.
Definitely. And not only that, it provides a video kind of for you to go back and watch. These kids are going to be able to go back and watch these YouTube videos of their games well after they've graduated.
A strong run right there by the young running back. Give him a gain of roughly 15, and that's going to be able to move the sticks for the Veer machine, but there is an injured Yellow Jacket on the field. I believe on that last carry was number 39, Ashton Barra, the junior running back. I tell you what, while we have an injury down on the field, we will go ahead and take one of our final timeouts of this ball game. Stick around for more WRP here on YouTube.
Hey, Wreckin' Ram fans, that's right, I'm in Big D, and I don't mean Dallas, Dusson, Louisiana, where a dream became a destination. At Knox and Dusson, timeless family recipes get a personal twist. Every bite has Louisiana flavor, from plate lunches to specialty burgers, to po' boys, fresh seafood, both grilled and boiled. And every Thursday through Saturday, we turn up the charm with live music and our very own Cajun Exotico breakfast every other Saturday morning. And don't forget brunch every Sunday. So come down to Knox and Dusson, a proud supporter of Acadiana High School. Knox and Dusson, don't knock it till you try it. Go Rams!
The relationship with Star and Acadiana High School started this spring when they were awarded the contract to service all of our schools, and the service has been tremendous. Our schools are cool, our teachers are happy, our parents are happy, and most importantly, our students are happy because when they enter those classrooms, it's comfortable, it's safe, and it's a good learning environment for our students. Just like Acadiana High, we set the standard in education. Star sets the standard on service.
Star is all about service. That's what we wanted, that's what we needed. We needed the proper service maintenance program. That is what Star does.
Welcome back to the Hive here in New Iberia, Louisiana. 4 minutes left in this ball game. Your Rams hold a 54-0 lead against the Jackets. 1st and 10 handoff. Looking near side, trying to turn that corner. He's across the 5. Did he break the plane? No. They're going to mark Ashton Barra down at about the 3-yard line, but a strong carry by the junior. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Veer machine.
And I know Ashton is sniffing that end zone and really wanting to get in there and put 6 more on the board. When the youngsters get in there and have an opportunity to play, they really play about as hard as you can. So we'll update that Southside game. Remember, it was pretty close. Southside took a 29-17 lead into the fourth quarter. Lafayette High has actually scored a touchdown to make it 29-24, 11:45 left in that game.
This would be a big feather in the cap for Lafayette High if they can find a way to win. Handoff up the middle, right at the goal line. They're going to mark them down at the 1. I believe that was number 28, Brandon Mouton on the carry, the junior running back.
Yeah, I mean, that Lafayette Southside game is definitely of interest to Acadiana. Those, of course, are two district opponents, but not only that, a lot of people are saying that Southside is now the class of the district with Acadiana struggles early on in the season. So that Acadiana Southside game is going to be huge. And, of course, the Lafayette High game, while they haven't had success on the field against the Wreckin' Rams, always a big game, always a rivalry game. And you got to know if Lafayette was able to knock off Southside, they're going to come into that Acadiana game thinking they can do the same to the Wreckin' Rams.
2:30 left to go in this one. Cohen DeBetta under center. Snap, handoff. No, he's going to keep it himself. And Cohen DeBetta, the first rushing touchdown in his Acadiana Wreckin' Ram career. The little brother gets on the board tonight. Acadiana taking a commanding 60-0 lead, pending the point after.
We're going to have to check with our resident Acadiana High historian, who I know is listening, to see if there's ever been 3 brothers at Acadiana High that have all scored touchdowns. I know the Eugenes had 2 of them, but I wonder if there's ever been a family of 3 brothers that have gotten varsity touchdowns for the Wreckin' Rams. Cohen makes number 3.
The Morvants had a couple as well. The Oyes, Bakari and Lewis Oye. But yeah, I don't know if there's ever been 3.
Yeah, well, it might be the first time in Wreckin' Ram history.
Hey, chat, somebody do your homework tonight and post that in the chat.
I'm sure somebody's mama, who's the mama of the 3 that scored, is going to tell us if we're not right.
Braylon Oye on the kick, the junior kicker. I think they're just holding this one up to, there you go, the play clock gets running, so they were just waiting for that play clock to get it rolling. Braylon Oye's kick is away. It is up, and it is no good, but a flag on the play. And I got to tell you, if this is roughing the kicker this late in the game, that's I'm going to call it a goofy penalty.
Why did they stop the clock?
Running into the kicker has been called against the Jackets. I'm wondering if they'll just accept this on the kickoff because the teams have come off the field.
I mean, in theory, Cole, it should be into the game. I mean, the clock is supposed to be running. They've stopped it with 1 minute and 7 seconds to go for some reason. So I don't know if there's a rule where if you have a penalty, maybe you can't run the clock off or something along those lines. But, I mean, the clock should have run out to zeros by now. And with the scoreboard showing 60-0, I'm not sure anybody else really wants to play any more downs and risk an injury for anybody. The game should be over, but nonetheless, it looks like they're going to have to kick this ball off.
I see the head referee pointing back to the end zone. Yeah, they will have to bring back the special teams unit and retry this.
Sometimes common sense just doesn't win out, and this is one of those situations where, you know, can we just kick the ball? Like,
well, running into the kicker, like I said, it's a goofy penalty down this much. I just don't understand, you know, why you're rushing that hard when the score is well in hand. And there you go, Nick. The clock gets back to running, and we are within 1 minute of this ball game mercifully ending. But Braylon Oye back on the kick, the junior kicker for the Wreckin' Rams. Snap is good, kick is away, kick is up, kick is good. So with 25 seconds in running, I believe that's going to be the end of our ball game. Your Wreckin' Rams take a 61-0 victory back home to Scott, Louisiana. And we can finally say it, Nick. Doug Dotson gets his very first win of his head coaching era here at Acadiana High School. Just like last year 62-0, this year 61-0, and it was a complete effort, offense, defense, and special teams. It all started with the Terrible Turks forcing a 3-and-out, and then Colin DeBetta who is now the starting quarterback, taking it back to the house. And, you know, the Wreckin' Rams never look back from there.
Well, I know Coach Dotson is very happy to get this off of his back, right? It's been a struggle so far in this early season, and there's been a lot of loud noise around the program. We've heard every bit of it, believe me, and nobody's hearing it louder than Coach Dotson. It's a lot of pressure when you're coaching in a stadium that has your dad's name on the front of it, and he's been feeling it pretty hard these last few weeks. So to come in here against New Iberia, an outman team, no doubt about it. Acadiana had way more talent than them, especially in the starters. But nonetheless, a gigantic congratulations to Doug Dotson for picking up his first victory. And I think it's going to be one of many to come. I mean, remember we talked to Coach Dotson after the Zachary game. We talked to Coach Dotson even after the STM game. And he said, hey, if there's people out there that's overlooking the Wreckin' Rams, they're going to pay for that. They're going to eat their words. Don't overlook the Wreckin' Rams. We're going to get this thing righted. I think it's our job as broadcasters and our job as fans of the program to give Coach Dotson a fair shake, to give him the opportunity to do that. And so you come in here against an outman New Iberia, take care of business, really play a somewhat flawless football game. You had a few fumbles, a turnover in the first half, but aside from that, with a brand new quarterback, I don't think you could have asked for much better. The defense lights out once again, just an elite level defense. They're getting better and better every week and shut this team out. So 61-0, that's kind of what we expected. 62-0 last year. These types of games are what you expect. You can come in and play a bad football game against a team like this, and the scoreboard doesn't reflect that. Maybe you come out with a 28-0 win. That wouldn't have been reflective of the difference in talent. So Acadiana took care of their business and did what they needed to do. So once again, congratulations to Doug Dotson, and congratulations to these kids for picking up their first win of the season.
Yeah, getting that first win of the season, getting the monkey off their back. But a cool moment down here, Nick. Caesar Trahan, a buddy of mine that I graduated with, he's a first-year defensive back coach for Acadiana, formerly coached here at Nish, and it was really cool to see kind of the entire roster for Nish go up to him and create kind of like a little dog pile around him. I'm sure he is well missed over here, but nonetheless, Acadiana is going to be traveling on the road to Sulphur, Louisiana next Friday night to take on those Golden Tornadoes. Sulphur's having a rough go of it, Nick. So far, they are 1-2 on the year. They have a win against St. Louis in week 1, but since then, they've had an ugly loss against Northside in week 2 and a really ugly loss against Vanderbilt Catholic in week 3. This week, or tomorrow, I should say, they travel to Sam Houston. That is going to be obviously another matchup of note that we want to pay attention to. But, you know, going to Sulphur's been one of those programs that ever since the hurricanes and the weather in the past, they haven't really rebounded as a program yet. Are we expecting more of the same that we've seen the past few years? You know, we go there or they come here and we handle them pretty. You know, what are you thinking about the game next week?
Yeah, I think they've presented a pesky out the last couple of years. I mean, I think Acadiana's dominated the game, ended up taking over at the end, and won the football game, just had a little bit more talent. And so far, I would expect a little bit like that. I expect the game to be a little bit closer than this one, but Acadiana never really doubting that they're going to win the football game. And another opportunity to correct some of the things that we saw in the first couple of weeks, another opportunity to right this ship and get it moving forward. Listen, the New Iberia game, the Sulphur game, you hate to say it, but the Lafayette High game, even though they seem to be playing better, those aren't the teams that you measure yourself against. It's going to be against Karen Crow. It's going to be against Southside. And those teams are coming up on your schedule. And not only that, if you're fortunate enough to make the playoffs, you're going to play a gauntlet on our side of the bracket. So they're going to have to continue to play well. Look, they played well tonight. They beat a team that they were much better than. But I still think you have to see some improvement. I don't know how much we can tell about the Wreckin' Rams tonight in this 61-0 performance. I don't think the scoreboard quite tells the story of what this team is. But Sulphur is going to present another opportunity to have a flawless game and really get some things corrected as you move forward in the season. These early district games are going to present those opportunities for when you get ready to play those juggernauts at the end. You're going to be well prepared and ready to take them on. So, again, 61-0 is great. It looks good on the scoreboard. The kids played well. They're feeling good. But let's keep this thing moving and don't kind of rest on the laurels of this performance tonight.
Yeah, Acadiana's going to move to 1-3 overall, but guess what? They're 1-0 where it matters the most in District 3-5A, and as we mentioned multiple times, number one goal of Acadiana Wreckin' Rams every year, to capture that district title. Well, once again, we want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight, whether you're from Scott, Louisiana, anywhere in Louisiana, or anywhere around the world. This has been a Wreckin' Ram production, and I'm going to introduce the team one more time. On audio, we have Mr. Denny Edwards. On video, Mr. Bradley Gaho. And again, the students, Emma LeBlue, Myri Scott, Adley Bajeron, Brian Landor, and Mamdou Kahaye. Oh, and once again, Shelby Castile, the Wreckin' Ram students that do all of the dirty work behind the scenes with commercials and camera work and pretty much anything that's asked of them. Again, we want to show all of our love to our production crew upstairs. I'm Cole Gilbo, your play-by-play man. On the side of me, my very good friend and broadcast partner, Nick Fondo, who is having just an absolute ball listening to the new Iberia band right now. But again, fans, we want to remind you, next Friday night, your Wreckin' Rams go on the road to the Sulphur Golden Tornadoes, and we plan to travel with them and bring you another edition of Wreckin' Ram Productions. Y'all go ahead and enjoy your weekend, enjoy your Friday off, and as always, once a Ram, always a Ram.
Good job, guys.